Hawk flying up there, gonna scout anything out. Bulba, still only level 4, just rolling on up there, and 153rd pro game. Crazy to think a lot. I wonder if half of those were in the off lane. They love playing it there now. Mostly just playing it as a 4 role. Crazy. All those 3 roles just retiring to a nice life as a 4.
Yeah, it's a better place to be. It's the playmaking role now, where the off lane used to be. As the suicide laner, right? You didn't feel good about your laning phase, but you all were always playing heroes that were the playmakers.
And now you do look at the hero levels though, and Tiny is falling a little bit behind because he is almost always with the IO, but still doing decent on the farm, has the treads. Usually we see treads drum in the blink. Looks like he's just gonna go treads in the blink for that catch, and quite the bottom. He has his ulti. Oh, if he let that call go, guess what? Kyle's here. X Torrent brings him back and gets the call on the creeps as well. 1 spin, 2 spin, no need for a dunk, easy kill. And man, we were talking about the 4 being the playmaker role, but Kyle has been in the right place, right time. Such good rotations from him. And they're just gonna go for the tower. They skip the creeps. Chessie's like, we don't take damage. Level 4 liquid fire. He has a full veil? Sure looks like it.
Similar to game 1 though, we do need to say this is the kind of pace of game that you should expect. compLexity should be ahead. They're gonna take a lot of early hero kills. They're gonna take a lot of towers, especially in the next 10 minutes. I would say, you know, we said, what, 25 minutes? We should take all the tier 2s for compLexity. DC have not done that badly when it comes to farm in the laning phase. Even if they've been clowned on repeatedly by mid, they have gotten all the farm that they kind of need.
Oh, look at this smoke middle, but Kyle, he's here. He actually breaks it. Oh my goodness. They have a roar. They have book 1. He actually tossed the creep out. They get the run IO. He should go down. Mason right clicks him. Nice torrent hits up too. But nice gank coming in, and Tiny just runs away. X marks the spot. He's gonna fly in Mason. He does not have enough for Torrent. Well, he has magic one. There we go. Moo gets in. He gets the double. Will they get enough spins? Torrent's gonna fly. He can dunk him. Sure does. Now Mason losing all his mana. Kyle still here. Here comes the boat. Ahoy! But Limp running out of everything else. They're gonna try to bring him down. Z-Freak plus Moo doing so much. Bulba just runs and gets spun on 3 times. They're trying to bring Mason down. Moo has his ulti. He needs a few more attacks. Now it's Z-Freak versus Bulba. Limp has no mana to do anything, and now Storm just kiting around this axe. Arctic Burn gonna slow him so much, but look who's here. Chessie on the side. Will he be able to do anything? Save him up? Will he go for the suicide? He's just going uphill. Looks like Moo will go down. Gets the call, has plenty of armor. He's still living. He's just juking and jiving. Chessie gets the kill on Demon on the back, and Bulba. Oh, he made it very risky. He could have hooked, got spun on, but he gets the kill. And you know, DC, they'll take that fight.
Yeah,
Medusa's so tanky, man. When you don't have any physical damage on your team, you have a rough time taking down Medusa.
On top of that, he had a 17-1 stick that he was able to use there, and he used it to turn around and get a Mystic Snake off, which then hit, I think, 3, maybe 4 heroes.
Damn.
So he got a lot of mana back into himself, making him even tankier. And I love the way that DC set that up. They're like, okay, if you're this whole entire time, you're running forward, tossing this hero into the Wisp, why don't we just smoke up and position ourselves on the Wisp?
Yep, and here we see it. It looked like Limp actually did miss his toss, which hurt him, and then they just roar him, kill him.
I mean, if anything, it would have been better for DC, right? All of a sudden, Dusa's on top of the Wisp that they're
just
ganking.
Ulti's on him.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, combo.
Here we go. Can they get him bottom? It's Storm. Do they get in time? They sure do. Instantly blown up.
Toss the dead body.
He just chucked him into the air. And, well, top lane, looks like they're going for Chessie. Chessie macro pyres to push out the wave. Smart play there, but the range creep is going to survive.
Bulba catches Chessie, but they are going to make the rotation with the Tiny. This is going to be really bad for DC.
He does hook forward. Can they kill Chessie? So tanky with the strength treads. He still has stick charge as well. And guess who's here? It's Z-Freak. Limp toss him into the air. Can they get Bulba as well? Orb will scout him out. Won't stop him, unfortunately. Dire, they're scanning. They already know he TP'd out now.
They created this space, though, to be able to maybe take mid tower, which is important for Mason. They already popped TPs for top lane, and they used to relocate to head bottom, so no interference for this mid push.
They are up 2K on compLexity, but Mason has only died 1 time, almost to 100 CS here. Where do you go on Medusa after the Mask of Madness? Like, a lot of other cores would go, like, say, Manta or something, but I think Manta's pretty garbage on Medusa.
Yeah, at the same time, I don't think Lincoln's is particularly strong here. It stops the X That's about it. Maybe the Cloying Blade, but
yeah, that's about it. Yeah, you're right. I mean, does he just need to go damage, or does he need to tank up?
I think Yasha is not a bad choice here. I think he needs at least that little bit of boost in damage. Maybe go the... Is Hurricane Pike good here, or maybe just Dragonlance? Just get kind of those smaller those small stat items that build up your attack damage. I think is kind of the build up right now.
Sounds about right. And looks like middle, they are pushing it on the dire side. Moo is the first one to level 12. Has that level 2 Cloying Blade. Bottom, Torrent is going to fly. They're going to fly forward, and Quakeful will find Kyle. Bo will come in, help him survive a little bit longer, and he's just going to run, bide a little bit of his time. Throws up a Torrent, stops Quakeful in his tracks. But that's that. Top lane, we see Limp with that tree, has Z-Freak right by his side.
And he's got Blinks, so...
If they find, and this Storm needs to be careful.
Oh no!
Oh no! Limp does just whiff it, and then he throws a creep. Hooks onto Z-Freak, could be in a lot of trouble here. He's just gonna die. And they got super good. They did not know Quakefa had already TP'd in there without a ward being down. Hard to know that was happening, and a missed combo by Limp. And look at this, the Hawk scouts him out. Mason's here, draining all of his mana, still has 7 charges. Here comes Kunkka. And the aggressiveness by compLexity is getting matched step for step now by DC.
Pretty dangerous.
What's Boba doing?
Jesus.
Well, MSS is here with him now. He has an Alpha Wolf, actually one of the worst creeps you can probably get about this early into the game. Damage is nice, but love another lockdown. They're just sitting here. That's IO TPing in. He's ready to help Limp out. They rock it. Do they know Z-Freak's here? He's coming in. They want to get the Roar on Z-Freak. They do. Has the raindrop. Tanks up a little bit. Mason's coming in. Does he have ulti? Doesn't need it. He has the Mystic Snake. Actually gets X mark back, but Z-Freak does drop already. Kyle in a lot of trouble. He will die. Boat's going to fly in. That's that, and that's a 2-for-0 trade.
But it's also a 2-for-1 trade to the favor of compLexity. They got the mid tower as well as the bottom tier 2. And I was watching the way Moo and Chessie were playing because they were kind of trapped at top lane. And I said, okay, compLexity either going to 5-man fight up here, or they're just going to go for towers, and they decided that was not a fight that they wanted to take. It's a bit too risky, so they just give up their supports. They take towers, they take objectives in return. I think that's still acceptable.
Like that? Okay.
Yeah, I think it would have been a bad idea to try and mass TP into that tier 1 tower, and where you're basically trapped. You're locked underneath that tower, you're surrounded by DC members. That could be the fight that loses you the game, actually.
Oh my goodness, and they're getting a ton of damage on that tier 3. I mean, Demon can't handle the siege unit. My God, and actually, one more, almost below 1,000, just like that, but not even doing anything. Just like you said, good awareness by Chessie and Moo. Realizing a bad fight was about to be taken, they get out of there, get a lot of team gold. So even though their friends are dying, guess what? Have a little gold.
Oh, hey, the Jakiro core got a buff. I didn't realize this. But Kaya, you know, you think about that. Kaya actually adds so much to a Jakiro.
That's gonna be. Can't wait to see. Can't wait to see all those spells just flying left and right. But it looks like a smoke comes up. He places the ward, so he sees it is being farmed. Can they get Mason here? It is level 4, level 3x actually, not even level 4, so a little less range. And IO China, we haven't seen much out of him in the last, what, 5 minutes now? They just haven't been, I mean, that's the thing, right? You talked about DC, their positioning, they never really take a bad fight.
Look, Z-Freak,
they don't see it.
He knows that it's potential for the smoke gang.
Oh, he actually maybe blocked the hook technically, and here we go. The ulti is gonna fly from Z-Freak. Oh my God, he did get it.
There was no tether.
What? That was the most last
He literally
second.
popped it like the same millisecond that the relocate back went. That's how you know you're a good goddamn Wisp player.
Yep. And I love the awareness. The DC knows, they're like, all right, we could stay here, possibly kill Z-Freak. But they knew Tiny had already TP'd to, maybe that ward. He TP'd to the tier 2 and they had that ward up there, probably scouted out. The Limp was coming back.
One of the things is that against the Clockwork, you do need to be really good about getting the last second jump with the relocate saves with the tether, because otherwise you're going to run into the cogs while you're trying to relocate and the relocate is charging and you tether into the hero, you're going to run into cogs and it's going to stop your relocate charge.
And look at this top lane. We see the power of tree grab plus that liquid fire. And they just group up. They get the tower, and Chessie, this guy's tanky, does some damage. Has a full Kaya now if he wants to purchase it, but bottom lane, Moo actually gets the jump on Quake who wanted to farm. Is anyone else down here? Doesn't look like it. It's actually a Beastmaster and Clockwork and Moo. Lucky nothing else happened there. We did have a Roar as well as a Centaur Conqueror ready for him.
I like this Blink Dagger choice. It's a bit of a deviation from the straight Necronomicon 3s that we've seen a lot. Necro 3 is a lot stronger, but here they need the extra initiation against Whiff.
They're going on Moon. Nice dodge by Quake, but they're going to pull him in. Still has that armor, but he gets melted by that snake. Does Mason have his ulti? Sure does. Pops it out. Boat's going to come in, hit Mason, give him all that rum. And is that going to be anything that's happening? Here comes Z-Freak as well as Limp. Limp actually tosses Bulba out. Might have tossed him to Z-Freak's demise, unfortunately. But Chesty with a huge double and Moon pulled in. The neutrals are going to kill him, though. Or will they? Yeah, they sure will. And they're going to go for more. Can Limp get him? He doesn't have a blink yet because Arctic Burn chilling his bones a little bit. And that's a 2-for-2 trade, but compLexity, I'm pretty sure, is completely happy with that. They do get the Medusa. And technically, Moo did die to the neutral, so he's dead a little bit longer, but doesn't give away that gold.
No, that's perfectly fine for compLexity. Unfortunately, they didn't get the deny in the bottom tier 1 tower. That is the small upgrade for DC. The Kaya is complete, but at the same time, so is the Bloodstone for DC. So compLexity are better at fighting. They're really reaching their big window where they should be pretty much inarguably stronger when it comes to team fights. But if DC do get the right kind of initiation, or just the team fight ends up going their way somehow, they're going to get such a huge advantage out of it, because Dusa farms incredibly fast right now. Beastmaster would close in on his timing to Necro 3, and Storm would start getting Bloodstone charges. So as Cole, you have to be really careful about Smoke Kinks right now, and you need to make sure you get the right kind of initiation for the team fight.
And you need to make sure you have some sort of Dust or Sentry, because Z-Freak has picked up that Glimmer Cape. And that could be a very game-changing thing if no one's carrying around Dust. And now Tiny has his Echo Saber. Get a go for an Assault Cuirass. It is so fun to watch different people play different heroes. So much different than the Arteezy carry Tiny. And we are going to see top lane pushed out by DC here. Limp just swinging on him. Echo Saber double tree hit. Level 14 now. 20% magic resistance, pretty good this game.
I'm just looking at this Shakiro because he's got his level 15, so it just went the plus 40 dual breath damage, and he's got 8% out of his talent plus another 10% out of Kaya. Then on top of that, the Veil of Discord when he throws down on somebody with the magic damage.
And just got that level 4 Ice Bath. 2.5 lockdown plus the axe. That Macro Pyre and dual breath are actually do so much damage if they catch more than one person.
You really could see big plays with the tether upgrade to Kunkka specifically, because he groups people up with the boat. Yeah, setting up the Ice Path Macro Pyre, that'd be huge.
Wait, they don't group up anymore, isn't it just like 4 boats come out?
Oh, that's right, yeah, it is. No, wait, isn't that a talent?
No.
It's the Ghost Ship Fleet.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
C-Cap, swipe. It's great.
So wait, with the Ags, does that mean every single one of the boats groups them up? Damn, I haven't seen that. That's sick.
My God.
He just can't escape.
All members of the poop deck, 4 ships just flying on him. And also, Limp killed Jimmy while we were having that great discussion, but that's to be expected with a Blank Dagger Tiny Echo Saber.
You think Jimmy's life is more important than our conversation, Grant?
Absolutely not. Roar is going to fly out bottom. Ton of damage going out, but Moo has a blade mill. They have to be very careful doing damage to him. Well, no, they really don't. They just killed. Limp actually blinks forward. He gets hit by the cogs. Nicely done by Bulba. If even not intentional, Z-Freak taking a ton of damage. There's the Glimmer Cape we talked about, though. And it looks like it might just be a 1 for 0 unless they find Bulba. Whoa, tree gets thrown. Guess who found him? Chesty actually does. Looks like it should be a kill. He's going to hook forward, but there's a ton of damage going, and guess what? Kyle says you're not getting out of here. X marks the spot in, but look at the rest of the back fire, and what a ball! It's onto him. Can they get quite fun? He's gonna try to zip away. He's taking so much damage from the Kaya, though. Dual breath will pick him off. Demon trying to walk away. Look who's here. It's the chest god, and he is dancing and doing flips here. Chesty triple kill. Veil Kaya, 8% spell amp. This is the flashiest Jakiro I have seen in some time.
Dude, Koifa he couldn't zip enough. Like, he just had the burn on him, and he had to continually zip, but he just ran out of mana. So then he just ends up burning to death on the back lines.
Jiminy Jilkers. But Storm coming back in now, finds Chessie. He has the Kaya now as well, and I have heard many people talk about, you know, some stuff is strong, but Kaya on Storm Spirit, one of those things that might be better than strong, but he still lives. Chessie's so tanky.
Yeah, DC actually, I'm super impressed that they didn't continue to go for that kill. Because if they would have, it would have been a terrible situation for them. They would have been caught by Moo, who's making the rotation.
Yep. And now Mason finds a double damage, almost kills Z-Freak there, but he just glimmers away. And Mason does have that Hurricane Pike like you talked about, going for the Eye of Scotty next. A little bit of damage, a lot of slow, a lot of survivability.
Grant?
Yes, sir.
compLexity looked great, but I am getting a little bit concerned for them. They just aren't running over DC as quick as I feel like they need to. And we are looking at a Dusa that's beginning to pick up speed, and a Storm Spirit with the Kaya complete, again, as you were saying, it's a huge difference playing the Storm Spirit.
And you know, there's always going to be, he's going to find an arcane room, whether you like it or not. If you're a fan of the team or not, he's going to find one, and you're going to see that hero just, if he doesn't get locked down by Moo or Chessie, he's going to run over you. But they do have a lot to lock the Storm down, like we saw last fight.
Yeah, the biggest thing is Avalanche and the initiation from Axe.
Oh, here we go. Smoke Gang from the Dire side. Chessie level 18 now. You don't ever think about Macro Pyre actually being a big damage source, but it more than likely is going to be their biggest one.
This is not very well hidden, this smoke rotation from compLexity. It's, I guess, a little bit better with Chessie showing mid, but with bottom lane push, with mid pushing in from DC, the big push that was coming in, there's not a whole lot of heroes showing on the map. You can see that's exactly why they smoke up behind the Dusa push, expecting a rotation from Cole.
Oh, and they were maybe just waiting Tiny to finish his assault kills. And there we go, Moo's blinging in, gets him that blade mill. Chessie is gonna lock down. Boat's coming in. He's taking so much damage. Limp on the other side kills the Winter Wyvern. Mason does somehow get the tower. They're trying to get him. He gets his ulti out. Boba gets him in, cogs them all. Koikfa on the backside just zipping around. He's gonna kill Z-Freak. Doesn't have the Glimmer Cape. He's still not dead, actually. Now he goes for it, finally picks him off, and it's a 1-for-1 trade right now. Moo gets Battle Hunger off. See you later, MSS. And now Koikfa, he gets sent back. Guess what? X into Ice Path. A true combo, my friend.
You know how crazy that is that they initiated on the Dusa? It's like the worst situation that compLexity put themselves in. They called a Dusa, it doesn't do anything, but it's the initiating lockdown on the Dusa that leads into a Macro Pyre that was so much damage that the Dusa, who's supposed to be like the tankiest hero right now in the game, tankiest hero by far, in fact, out of the whole entire game. If you look at the spike that Deuces give this time, 1500 HP combined with the large mana pool, like this hero is monstrous, but they had the big Macro Pyre over the top and locked the hero down, follow up with the Ghost Ship. That Dusa, they just need more Force Staffs from DC.
Chessie gets the gold per minute, has a full Shiva's Guard now. This guy's a beast. This guy is a beast on that Jakiro. But still, like you said, a ticking time bomb possibly with this Medusa. We did see her survive that fight, had to sacrifice a lot of her team, but the more farms she get.
They got to get Scotty in level 20. That's the time that Dusa comes online the most, I would feel. It's one of the bigger peaks because you get the 800 mana, huge increase in tankiness, and then your Scotty makes you a lot more relevant in team fights.
Yeah, but he's only about 300, 400 off of Scotty, so he will have it for that next fight. Well, I say that. And then I see the 3 smoked up with an IO Tiny pushing. This fight might start early. Oh, okay, not going to be much of a fight. It's going to be Boba getting handled by the smoke gank of Cole.
It tanks the smoke.
We're going to farm up the cogs, get that extra gold.
But this leads to compLexity taking Roshan. And Aegis, best way for them to be able to hit that tier 3.
And I love it. They realize they're going to need a little bit of help late game if they don't destroy buildings. So Tiny is going to go for that butterfly. With the Echo Saber tree grab, those towers are going to just disappear.
Yeah, they are.
But we do see, I think DC more than likely knows what's up with Roshan getting taken, so they just decide to split push out mid and bottom. But Z-Freak does a nice job of pushing out middle himself by the solo IO.
Yeah, I think maybe I underestimated how well Cole continues to scale in this 30-35 minute area just because the Jakiro does so much damage.
It is. Well, no, you said the game would end in like 40 to 50 minutes, and it's if Cole has their way.
Yeah, I guess it was just surprising me watching the Dusa and how quickly she ticked down from the Macro Pyre with this much magic amp on him.
Extra dual breath damage as well on that talent, like you said. It's a ton. Oh my, highest level Jakira's been 27-minute mark. Was Mason, actually, so, you know, breaking records and breaking his hopes of going further in this major, maybe. And there we go, they push forward. He doesn't even need it. Oh my goodness, he tosses Maze Meg, and here we go again. They're going him. They get the call. Will they be able to get him? Boat flies in, so much damage, but he's taken up. Can he get his ulti off? He loses all his mana. He can. Nice 4-step away. Limp is actually going down. Guess what? He has the Aegis though, and Z-Freak says, "You're not losing that Aegis on my watch." Tor comes out, hits on 2 of them. Mason, oh no, that's a lot of damage. Glimmer Cape comes out, but Mason goes down. Toss back Bulba, he dies. The only person that looks like they're trying to bring down Moo. That would be a nice kill for him. Z-Freak's here, still healing up limb. Hurls a tree at Koikva's face. Z-Freak, oh my goodness, what a play, tossed into call. compLexity's team fight, it might be too good. Just their coordination, communication, all of the C's.
And look at that, they're just going to heal up so quickly with the X send back.
And he gave his bottle to him.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh my, wait.
No, Jesse.
Oh, now he got it. Okay, that seemed a little long, but there we go. Wait, he blinked to get a tree and he realized it was off cooldown, but there we go. They're going to try to bring down this tower, and Mason, like you said, just the ticking damage from Chessie as well as the Torrent. My God, it feels like Medusa's not even taking it. Look who they found. Limp, the king of finding these tossbacks. And Moo actually dunks a creep, so they get that extra attack speed. I like it.
I think this was a tremendous error in hindsight. Going for, I understand why he went for Spirit Vessel, like great item versus the Tiny Wisp, prevent the healing and such, but these four staffs are really important to get the Juica out of the macro pyre and then the boat as well.
Oh, and they're going on Mason again, Cap. Oh my, what, hello?
Nice.
Mason has no HP, and they're going for Z-Freak again. Koikva wants to bring him down. They're trying to. Limp on the backside. He's tossing Meal back into the ice path, and they're going to find 2 of them. Do they have enough damage? They sure do. Chessie is just going bonkers. Will he find MSS as well? Limp will get the kill, but what can they do besides buy back? Mason has a Scotty, so he didn't lose much gold, but he just died twice in a row. Oh my goodness. And Limp, no, he had it on him, pretty sure. Maybe not, but they just do ton of, and look at right now, Storm's in a lot of, my God, he just drops. That was a buyback. We might be seeing the G's dropped here. Bulba as well getting chased down now by Moo. He still has 4-step plus that. Uh-oh, Io does get Winter Wyvern ulted, but it was only him over there, and there goes Demon. What, just like that. 1-2 team fights in the base, and compLexity, what a freaking scary team, man.
Yeah, DC letting them have the most comfort of comfort.
This is more comfortable than the lazy boy for them. It really is.
Yeah.
Like, not the leather ones either, where like you're sitting naked and your ass gets stuck to the chair.
Yeah, you get all sweaty and stuff.
I hate that.
You don't want that.
And there we go. They're not getting a good game out. This is the end of their run if they do, so they're going to at least fight till the end. They have a Medusa. You got that 1% chance of killing Megas. They haven't even got Megas yet, pardon me. Mason just right-clicking them. Now they have the Megas. No, they don't. Is middle? No, now they do, pardon me. Kyle will be going down here, but the 32-30 creeps will spawn as those big boys. MSS was trying to split push top, didn't get anything done, and look who's coming. Nope. Good game, good job called. And wow.
They didn't want to call it earlier, but they call it now.
I really don't know. I mean, I know what to say. I mean, compLexity, and just like you said, 32 minutes, it felt like Medusa was getting farm, and then just out of nowhere, they just get a bunch of pickups. Chessie, by far, I have never seen that much farm on a young man on that Jakiro. Actually, less farm than Tiny, but more levels, more everything.
You know what compLexity was always good in the past is that they're really good at being able to, well, maybe not good, but this is what they did, right? So oftentimes they're a little bit down, and they'd just be like, instead of trying to control the map and be able to bring it back, they would just charge down the lane and just go for high ground, right? And be like, we're behind, but let's just make it happen.
Let's do it,
you know? And now it seems like they've had so much practice that they're really good at being able to quickly end the game when they do have an advantage like this. And they really showed it in the space of like 5 minutes. They went from, okay, this is a little concerning, to destroying DC back to back to back, ending the game over.
Yep, and thank you very much, Cap. It was great casting you. Even better watching compLexity just be this crazy team. But I wonder what the panel has to say about this. Do they agree that Chessie is the greatest Jakiro to ever live?
Greatest Jakiro that has ever lived on Chessie, yes.
Sounds good to me.
More than Forev?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we've decided.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
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 Complexity. I mean, we all predicted complexity.
Well, we did. We're just geniuses. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was complexity apparently, but what was it that made DC so powerless in this game, Louis?
I think everybody didn't really expected that Jakiro to be that big. Even when I was watching the game, I was like, 20 minutes in, okay, complexity's ahead, but I don't think they're ahead enough to actually overcome the Dusa that's like about to get that Scotty, about to get to level 20. And then these team fights, I'm like, oh my god, Kaya, Veil, I think 8% spell amp on Jakiro was just like tearing people to pieces.
Yeah, adds up.
I just totally underestimated that they carried Jakiro.
It was pretty. I mean, complexity. I mean, we're seeing why you don't let this team have tiny IO. Like they are just so good when it comes down to just coordination. Like I still lost count at the number of times where we saw sort of like Limp get this jump in and then being able to toss people back into the Berserker's call, back into the combo from Jesse in terms of all his damage. It was just if you went back to the game and looked at the amount of time that DC's lineup was just disabled by the control that complexity had. It must have been just off the charts.
Yeah.
There was one where I think
Crazy.
Tiny walked in to toss somebody back into a torrent.
Yeah,
that was prepped up by
perfectly
Kyle.
timed. It doesn't get any better than that. Like there's something about this team that you can tell that they have worked on these timings. There's just perfect usage of spells. There's very rarely any sort of overlap where it's like, well, they could have been more efficient in that pickoff in that team fight. It's just great to see, and it's very entertaining to see as well. You know, this isn't a lineup that will just go sit in lanes, hit creeps. They will run around the map, catch you out, and at the very end, as we saw as well, just diving into the base and ripping Mason out of it, chucking the Medusa out of the front lines, and suddenly this big high ground defense core that DC are relying on, she's outside the base and she's getting absolutely destroyed.
The thing is, historically, she would be the worst person you want to do that against. Right?
Yeah,
You
she's
don't
the tankiest.
You don't want to
Should
toss her out in the middle of the fight where she gets stone gaze, but they locked her down like it was a
Can't
Special
cast a
Olympics.
single
Like,
spell.
yeah, she sat there for like 10 seconds.
So, I mean, slightly outclassed in case of DC?
I think so. I mean, I think, as I said, you know, at the beginning of today, DC yesterday, they sort of performed better than I expected they would be. This was more so the DC that I sort of worried would come through. But I don't think it's, you know, I don't think you can really flame DC. I think this is just complexity playing really well.
Yeah.
Like complexity are definitely showing that they could be considered even the top team in the region with the way that they're playing. And we're going to see easy versus complexity, and that is sort of going to sort out. I feel, you know, well and truly who is the better side for sure, because you know there's not going to be any holding back. There's a bit of beef between these two teams. They're always very fun to watch. And this ain't no minor. This is a major qualifier. So it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, we already had complexity up against EG earlier today, and that already was a 3-game series that was very close. So the next best of 3 will be very close again, you would imagine. It is a long day for complexity. They will play their 3rd best of 3s in a row.
Yep.
Lumi, do you think that has an impact?
For complexity?
Yeah.
I mean, these guys are gamers. They wake up, they game. I hope they have enough food though. Maybe Chipotle or.
Hey, no. Complexity is Josh.
Oh,
No,
right.
they got
the in-house chef.
They have the in-house
He's cooking
chef.
up stuff for them every game. I'm
And
sure.
he cooks good food.
He's
healthy.
Why don't we have that?
We should.
Why don't we have that?
Yeah.
Where's my personal chef?
We could
Dreamer? Come
probably
on.
maybe for next season we should just make DreamHack hire.
Hey,
Josh.
complexity.
If you think about
complexity qualify, we're making sure Josh is coming over and he's doing benches at the LAN.
If you think about it, it's actually cheaper to hire a full-time chef than like ordering out every day, isn't it?
This is true. Wow. I don't know about that, Lumi. I don't know how.
don't think
Depends
so.
how cheap you're going on your personal chef.
Let me.
I don't want someone to make me feel that
I'll balance the equation to make it look cheaper.
Do you wanna be our personal chef?
No, I can't cook.
I bet you can. What's the best thing you can cook, Lumi?
I've been learning how to make carbonara from my girlfriend.
Oh, there we go.
My girlfriend's my personal
If you
chef,
want to
so-
cook me carbonara, I'll be your girlfriend, Lumi.
All right, there you go. Move on, Receiver.
But we, by the way, normally at this point we'll have an interview, but obviously complexity, they need to prepare for the grand final.
Yeah,
They're going to get a little bit of rest before they jump on that one. But yeah, we can take a look at the brackets, however. To just see once more the route that these teams have taken to get to the grand finals. Evil Geniuses is obviously already sitting there comfortably after making it through the upper bracket finals against compLexity. And yeah, they have been having the luxury of looking at this previous series between DC and compLexity, studying their future opponent. And compLexity, they got knocked down by EG, and now they're back.
Yep.
Trying to get revenge.
They are.
Trying to get a comeback.
I don't think it's going to be easy. I think it's going to be hard. I mean, definitely the way that we're saying, you know, the fact that they have had to play more games, you could certainly look at that as disadvantage in the sense that EG, they would have been sat at home, they would have been watching that last series. They, I'm sure, are going to have some very clear-cut ideas on what they're going to do in the draft against compLexity, because for sure, compLexity are great with the way that they sort of do this mass disable and this team fight, but I think there are quite clearly certain heroes that, as a drafter, you could go in. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. You know, I'm only like some 4K scrub, but I'm sure, you know, Crit's looking at it, and he's going to have some very good ideas on how to tackle it. With Crit and Fear, of course. Yeah.
Well,
this one.
EG has, in their series against compLexity earlier today, they did ban out the IO every single time. Yep. So I don't think we're going to see a Z-Freak Tiny IO anymore.
Yeah, and I think that's the way to do it, because I think with that, whereas other teams, they do play the Tiny very well without the IO, yeah. I don't think compLexity would be that keen to pick it if they don't have the Tiny IO, because that's what they do that makes it so amazing. Sure, Tiny, as we've seen from like Mason and RTZ, very good on its own, but I don't think they'll line up to do Tiny on its own.
Well, sometimes they have it in the past. Limp is one of the better Tinies, but yeah, you're right, they haven't yet this tournament anyway, I believe.
It's because he plays it like the traditional Tiny.
Yeah,
they don't do the true grab stuff.
It's not the S&Y treads, you know, boo-hoo, I've got no armor, I've got to buy stuff. It's the, wow, I'm in your face and I'm beating the crap out of you.
When you play the Avatars Tiny, you're fully loaded with the Tiny, and without it, you're kind of like, you know, 60%.
So we're going to go back to the previous series, as in terms of heroes that we're going to play. Are we going to see something entirely different?
I don't know, I think it'll be very similar to the other series from EG, especially from EG's side of it. You know, at the end of the day,
will it be similar in results?
I think
it's hard to
even
say.
though compLexity, like, they are impressing me. They've super impressed me in matchups where I think they were expected to win against Optic, against DC. Sure, they win the series, but I think, you know, EG and Cole at the moment, they're on a pretty drastically different level to DC and Optic Gaming. So considering the result we saw earlier, and just considering the way that EG did win in that series, I think I've got to say EG are on the ball today, and I think EG should be our winners of this NA regional qualifiers.
I think it'll be different. I think if you're compLexity, you're looking at RTZ's IO, maybe the Tiny, and of course the Dusa. I think you're looking to take one of those out, make EG beat you with some other heroes. Because if you look at RTZ, he's played Tiny twice, he's played Gyro twice, and whenever he deviated from the hero, he played Klinks and he lost the game. Yeah. So I just think that, look, you take RTZ off of his comfort hero, make him show you something else.
But we have seen, like, we know RTZ plays a lot of different heroes, though.
Well, not in this patch.
Not in this patch. We've seen,
make him do something else in this patch.
Yeah, true. But yeah, we will have a little bit of time before we get into our next series. And that's why we also go for a short break. When we're back, though, it's grand finals time. We'll finally know which one of the North American teams will join Newbie, Infamous, and Team Secret at the Major, so we'll be right back.
the alpha, be the alpha.
The battle begins.
Rampage.
Dire victory.
With the Strafe Esports app, follow your favorite teams and players, and you'll never miss a match again. Strafe, everything esports. Download now on iOS and Android.
Hear your voice in the wind, asking me where I've been. I set my sail homeward bound, then my ship ran aground. I see your face in the sky, chasing stars in your eyes, drifting back to your heart. Every day we're apart. I know I'll see you soon. I'll find my way to you. I'll never give you up. Tell me if this is love. This is love. on again. Baby, do shelter me. I will fight in your memory. I know I'll see you soon. I'll find my way to you. I'll never give you up. Tell me if this is love. If this is love.
Hello and welcome back to ROG DreamLeague Season 8 live from the Monster Energy DreamHack Studios in Stockholm, Sweden. It is time. It is finally time. Grand Finals time. We had 4 teams yesterday and now there are only 2 left remaining. One of these 2 teams will make it to the major, will join Newbie, Infamous and Team Secret, who are so far the only 3 teams confirmed for the major LAN finals at DreamHack Winter. So will be compLexity, will be EG. There's one best of 3 that will show who's gonna make it, and I have a great panel too. We have full Americans, I mean, American Dota, American panel. That's what we have here. Grand Fog Capitalist.
Okay, no one else.
Beautiful. I mean, I thought it was a solo rendition, Grant. I didn't know you
I thought we were like joining slowly and slowly.
Do you guys want to sit next to each other? I feel like I'm in the way of something beautiful.
No, you seem to be pretty comfortable with your balloon
America.
And you have a blue balloon, a red wire on the balloon, a white wire on the balloon, and a red pillow, which is American colors.
I wore my red and blue socks.
Yeah, got him. Well done.
Man,
I'm used to that camera zooming in on Slax's face whenever I hear that, honestly.
Yeah, no, I can't wait. I mean,
this should be
the first series was sick. That last series, maybe not sick for the same reason the first one, but seeing that we saw Beastmaster and we saw IO Tiny, and we saw IO Tiny crush Beastmaster.
Yep.
And we're not going to see either of those heroes, I don't believe, in the series.
What about safely Jakiro, dude?
I mean, that's all because of the IO Tiny, I think.
I mean, yeah, it definitely helped.
I don't know. It just...
Wait, so you don't think Core Jakiro is going to show up again?
I think it will.
I don't think it will.
The camera's blocking your face, dude. Cap, you're a balloon.
No, oh God, go back. Oh, Lord.
Here, I don't know. I'll put it a little... Oh, it's blocking both of us perfectly. It's pretty nice. I think they did that on purpose.
The viewers probably love that. No, I don't know. I don't think we'll see a Core Jakiro without an IO Tiny. I think the fact that you can, like, without that IO, that Jakiro would have died, like, 3 times top.
I mean, yeah, but Chessie likes playing those kind of heroes, right?
It doesn't matter what you like. It's what Kyle picks you.
That's what I mean. Kyle likes picking him those heroes. Visage, Nature's Prophet, Brewmaster safe lane.
But I really don't think Jakiro, like, without the rotations of IO Tiny and just IO in general for the Jakiro, I think you would have failed miserably. I'm not a hater.
Hypothetical person who hates Core Jakiro.
I never... That hypothetical person sounds... No, wow. I don't hate it. I just said I don't think, like, it's better than a support Jakiro. Like, support Jakiro still is great in the lanes, gets tanky, it's fine. I don't know. It was sick. I just don't think we'll see it again. We'll see if I'm wrong or you're dumb.
I mean, a support Jakiro isn't going to get Veil of Discord and Kaya and all that.
An offlane Jakiro might. An offlane Jakiro might.
Sure.
Oh, Chessie.
I mean, I think the one thing that just told me is that I think they have to make adjustments. I don't think they can do the same thing they did last time versus EG, picking the Sanking every single game. Because that seemed like EG figured it out.
No, they just pick Rubik every time.
Yeah, they just pick Rubik right away. Yeah. So I think maybe Rubik is either going to be more contested or they're just gonna ban it.
Wait,
we're all just giggling so much.
Can I not on me?
I'm not.
I want to do something. Hey there, kiddos.
Oh God. Dude, Slacks is back, guys.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Yay! So when the shot first came to us, I saw a really nice monitor.
There was a really nice monitor. You know what monitor that is?
I don't. I know it's a VZQ. Well, I'm not.
No, it's a PG27 VQ.
PG27.
How many hertz does it have?
165.
Taught him well.
Look at
what's the resolution? Cap.
I'm not here to sell out.
Oh yes, you are.
That's not what I was paid
How
for.
much resolution do you think?
Show me the contract sheet that says I'm supposed to shout.
2,000 something by 1440.
2560 by 1440.
Yep. Nice. How many inch is this monitor?
27.
7.
27.
That one extra
always an
matters.
inch off.
Don't worry. By the end of the week, you'll know. So good. That's a really nice game mode. It also has a curved monitor.
curved.
You don't see that well on camera, but it's
Good for your neck.
Is it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Ergonomically.
Yeah, ergonomically great for the neck. You don't have to turn. It's curving towards you.
You normally turn from left to right.
How big is your monitor?
Yeah.
How close do you sit to your monitor?
Like you want to have to.
I see those
Grant's
pixels. I gotta see the pixels.
You gotta look at the mini map.
Yeah, exactly. No, man, I can't believe DC got handled. Like, if you think about
They
that,
really did.
they got
really did.
worked. They got worked like they worked Optic.
Yeah.
That's really like what happened there. But this time, I mean, EG Cole was 2-1 in the first series, and now it goes back to fresh BO3. You win this, you have a chance at major points, chance at big money.
Yep.
And did we agree that draft, like, did we side with the right team? I think we did for the complexity versus EG because of the draft every single time. We started with complexity.
Yeah.
And then we went EG for game 2 and 3 because we thought their drafts were better.
I was the only one that went for complexity.
Yeah,
at
I thought
the,
so too.
Yeah,
I thought maybe the. I'm trying to remember what the third game was. It.
The third game was where there was an Asian operation for, and there was a Limp Marana. And
no, that's not the one that I didn't think it was. No, yeah, I'd agree with you guys because the Undying I thought was going to crumble a bit too.
I
didn't like
Undying.
Undying.
Doesn't seem good.
I think it can work if you have like a really good group up, but you need someone else who's a disabler. You can't have like Undying with the AA. I really don't like the no disables on
Yeah, all their stuns were their cores. They didn't have like a roaming duo that could actually do stuff.
You need like a very specific, like you need like Puck and Terrorblade. You know, like the combination of really good catch and lockdown to force a team fight and the ability to have a threat of being able to like push objectives and force the enemy team to defend.
Yeah, they
correct. I don't know why
you back and forth, guys. I don't know what that
means. Why are
means.
you staring at me? Do you want congratulations? Yeah, genius.
Right,
no,
so
you're right. I agree.
So what I think for this series, what I think about the first series of the day when we saw complexity EG again. That first game was just EG not waking up yet. They didn't really play together that well. They kind of fell all over the place.
They had a clings.
They had a clings, so it wasn't great.
I think that was like the biggest downfall. Yeah.
And then the next two games they just look very solid. So I'm a little bit worried for complexity in this next series because I know that they're a great team, but I think that if EG shows up as we saw them in the first series, I don't think complexity stands a chance.
How long has it been too since the first game started? So complexity's going on what? They're going to be going on like 9 or 12.
It was 7 p.m.
in the US, like 10 a.m. So.
It's a long binge, though. They have had like very little to no breaks.
No,
right?
that's true. I mean, we talked about that, right? That's the
6 hours.
The big losers bracket. Like that's the demise.
Yeah.
Right. That's the demise. I mean, you're in the losers bracket, and there's not technically an advantage. I mean, I'd say that's the advantage for EG right now is that they got to study them. I think the biggest thing is when they played with 2 farming cores. Like, how does complexity counter that? Like EG had 3 like roamers. You know, Puck got a little bit of farm, but then it was just Medusas and Tinies farming against you.
I think, I don't know, I feel like farming Ancients is really important, especially in this one coming up.
There's 2 Ancient camps. The Ancients are by far way more profitable than farming any kind of neutrals.
And we thought
the only hero that really profits off of neutrals is, regular neutrals is like AN.
Yeah.
Right?
So, or an Alchemist, but we don't even see
because you can clear them just so fast.
King.
True that.
I miss that hero. Isn't it Wraith King?
I don't know.
Have you seen some of those Wraith Kings?
No.
They just go off to like jungle occasionally at like level 3 because they can insta kill a creep with the passive. Smart. They just go off and like whack. Oh, I got the proc, free creep.
Is there any chance we see something like that? I think my the favorite I've seen, SG played it against Newbie, and they ran a Dazzle Wraith King, and it's run like they did in Han with like you just heal bomb, you summon him. What?
It is begun! It has begun! We have got ourselves a draft for the grand final!
Right? We're going to see what? Nature's Prophet and IO, I think EG are going to ban, I would say. Those are the two best heroes, I think.
Toss me out bans right now, Captain.
I haven't seen yet. Prophet.
Never mind, we're good.
And Jakiro. They do take out the Jakiro, too.
Oh, yeah.
And Cole does take out the Rubik. So those are the 4 big things that we had in question, at least. And then what was the other ones? Night Stalker was banned by Cole, and Venge, I think it was. I only got a quick shot at seeing the draft.
Your foot's in the way. I don't know, Yanni.
Is it really? Dude, I'm sorry.
Wisp, Furion, Jakiro, Night Stalker, Venge, Rubik.
Yeah.
What was Venge?
So the Venge is the one that was a little bit of a shocker, but...
Yeah. A little bit.
Might just go against the game plan. The game plan. I don't know what
complexity's game plan. Weren't they the one who first picked it?
Well, maybe it goes against their new game plan. They lost the first series, Dumbo.
Yeah, like, all right.
But no Rubik in the pool, but Sand King is still in. So complexity, they have been favoring the Sand King for the first picks, and Evil Genius's answer to it was the Rubik, but they can't go for that now.
Yeah.
So there's that. And Winter Wyvern is still in the pool as well.
Ogre, man.
And Beastmaster is still in the pool as well.
What I like about Ogre is that most of the cores that are really big threats right now, farming cores, really take advantage of the Ogre. So I'd say Sniper, Medusa, Sven, like I think there's like too many Tiny. Yeah, there's like so many threats.
Oh, they take the 2 Imba heroes, as we call them. Well, as I call them.
Yeah, there's the Tiny.
Beastmaster and Winter Wyvern.
They went Wyvern over Ancient Apparition despite game 1 and 3 them favoring AA.
And they took Beast over Sand King.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's pretty already like what we were talking about, the alterations they had to make versus EG, because EG just seemed to kind of understand what to do versus the Sand King.
Do you think Tiny's good versus Beastmaster? Because it does feel like EG left Beastmaster out there for them. They knew they were going to take it. Right, because they were banning away Beastmaster earlier.
Same with Winter Wyvern. Like, if you leave those 2 in the pool, they're going to take it.
I think it's just, I'm looking at this bloodlusted Tiny farming Ancients. I'm already expecting some, like, gigantic Ancient stacks to be farmed with this tree.
And this is, like, I think this is actually good. Like, some people, like, the Hawk, like Cap said, is better in some ways, but without having that Invis Hawk scouting out when they're doing it, I don't know, Tiny just feels a little bit stronger.
At the same time, it runs over to the Ancients faster.
And it gets cleaved quicker.
And it's true.
But it's tanky.
It is. It'll take 2 hits.
The Hawk is pretty tanky.
It is.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Look at them just
as
lining
a support,
up
you just watch them go by, you're like, So, I think they need some really fast building hitting on complexity.
Yeah.
Right? You gotta take over those ancient areas. You gotta take that mid tower, so I don't care, like, you're taking Death Prophet, you're picking up a Terrorblade, you're taking one of those kind of heroes that really takes objectives. Or maybe you're just gonna pick up an ancient farmer yourself. Maybe that's the other game plan. Maybe they just get Sven.
Is that a Conka band?
I think Sven could be a really good option for Cole.
Yeah, Beastmaster 2, giving you the attack speed. Ooh.
You don't want to pick it too early though, because it can.
Yeah, for sure.
These bands came out real fast. Viper Kunkka, Puck Storm.
Alright, bruh, Kunkka, Puck. I don't play around. This ain't no
really
Loomy, son. This War Room's freaking done on time.
Yeah, you got him. Well done. You can do them all the time.
Nah, I'm good. Well, I mean, you know, this is my last series here.
It is. It is.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
DreamHack. Hire Grant back for C as the professional.
Nah, I'm good. I don't know. You're, like, I love you guys here, but, you know, no Chipotle. Literally just Chipotle. If you guys have...
We can pay you in Pringles.
Oh, I love Pringles. I actually, you know what I hate? I hate sour cream and onion Pringles, but I love the, like, the Lay's chips sour cream and onion.
What?
I don't know. The
That's
Pringles
so random.
taste weird.
What?
I don't know. Just baked chips, I guess, aren't my thing. But I love baked ziti. Are they going to pick a hero or what?
Wow.
All right. No, keep going, Grant. You have another minute to fill.
Yeah. So what other places apart from Chipotle you like to eat? Ooh, never mind, Death Prophet.
Yeah, Death Prophet, all right.
I really like that versus Tiny too. The Exorcism versus the low armor Tiny. Sure, I mean, the way RTZ builds it, it does make up for that a bit, but works really well. Complements with Beastmaster nicely.
And complements with Wyvern too.
Yep.
The setup is really good. Time for you to get your Exorcism out, get an AoE silence over.
To save. A save with DP is always really nice, and set up for silence is pretty sweet. But yeah, I do like this approach already much more, but there it is, the AA, first DP.
AA, my friends.
Way to counteract both heals from the Cold Embrace as well as Death Prophet.
Yep.
So Ogre, AA on the Radiant side.
We are lacking a little bit of lockdown on complexity side.
10 seconds. seconds remaining.
I like the damage though. If you do like AA Tiny and lane, now that you don't lose attack speed from Tiny, that is a lot of potential at level 1 and 2.
Yeah, I like EG a little bit more.
Fighting 4s left. Sand King.
Well, there we have the 4.
Tusk!
Right? It would probably be the Wyvern being played by Z-Freak. Tusk is a way to save the DP versus the AA Blast, right?
It's just been a while. We haven't seen it in NA. We saw it in Europe a little bit, but not.
So wait, you think that Tusk is the 5 position here?
I think so, right? I think I've only seen Z-Freak playing the Wyvern, right?
Yeah. That's because every single time they're doing Kyle's Kunkka.
Yeah.
I think.
We'll put him here. Here in the river. Roshan Tusk here.
We'll see where that ends up going.
I think it does make sense. Because Tusk is going to be, like, as a 5 position, he's just going to be pretty suicidal here.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think he's going to be playing it kind of that Kuro style.
So they have now Hawk to scout, and they have Sigil. Sigil can be pretty nice versus Tiny.
Tide.
Ooh, that's a lot of team fight coming out from EG.
And he don't care about these disables.
Nope. I really do think the complexity is lacking a little bit in that team fight department.
So what do you, I guess, what does EG go? You know you're against a Death Prophet and possibly a Tusk middle. Even a Winter Wyvern. Are they just gonna, it felt like complexity really roamed on Sumail and it worked, right? But then you let the other cores get farmed. Do you think they're gonna focus on him as much this time?
Are they just gonna do so again?
Yeah.
It doesn't get banned. Looks like it.
That's a good choice.
It's banned.
Yeah, that was that. I think we all looked like, all right.
What if they took it to complexity though and picked up the Lina? That would leave you very kill focused.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. But I think they suffered. That Lina really suffered the last time around though.
Yeah.
Who has the last pick too?
So instead of Dusa, the equivalent hero would be roughly Sniper or Lone Druid.
Last pick is for complexity.
Last pick's for Cole. Okay.
Yeah.
So wait, is Gyro banned out?
Nope. Gyro's still in the pool.
Gyro versus Tut. I mean, Gyro versus Beastmaster Tut feels a little rough, but what else would you take?
Yeah. It's a Sumail hero that's missing though.
True.
Yeah, they go for Queen of Pain.
Okay, Queen. Harder to gank hero with the Tusk mid. Much safer. Gives him mixed magical and physical damage. Better way to clear waves as well with the Scream, so he can actually get like really farmed out.
So safe laner for complexity is Sven banned out?
10 seconds.
Sven is not banned.
Sven doesn't seem terrible here.
Sven
I don't know if you disagree. What about Gyro for complexity? Tiny AA Tide. Oh.
A lot of burst for him.
Yeah.
I like the Sven better than.
What about Arc Warden?
That's not a chessy hero, is it?
I mean, what if it was?
What if they meatboat?
What if he was practicing for that the whole time?
What if they meatboat? Well, they would lose. That's what would happen. I don't know. Let's see. I'm checking these heroes. Oh, Lone Druid doesn't seem terrible, right?
Yeah.
You don't like it? Why?
No, I was agreeing with you. I was talking about Lone Druid.
Okay. I like Lone Druid.
Seems decent.
Good work.
What else do we got here? We
think
it's still is Viper.
Oh, it's a Spectre, you guys.
Oh, gracious.
That's a lot of vision kind of concept here. Beastmaster, Tusk, Spectre.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
They're just going for having that like late game backup.
Yeah, and I think like a tanky hero that doesn't rely on HP necessarily is really nice to have against these ancient.
I'm taking EG. I love I just love Bloodlusted Tiny. That's it.
Fun.
I like EG too. There's no ancient farmers on Cole.
What do you think, Cap?
Spectre's pretty hard to
support
agree with.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll go EG too.
I'll go EG as well. The team fight. I don't think complexity has an answer to that, but we're gonna find out if they do. It is over to Luminous and ODPixel for game number 1.
Thank you very much, Shiva. Yeah, we're now here at the grand finals for the NA regional qualifiers for DreamHack. And wow, what a way to finish the draft for complexity.
Yeah.
They bring out the Spectre. We know these guys complexity. They always like to do something a little bit different, throw a bit of a spanner into the works, catch us off guard. Definitely this Spectre pick, something that I think not a lot of people would have expected. Why are they picking Illumi? What do you think they're looking at and saying this is the game to bring out the Spec?
I think Spectre got a couple of nice buffs in the new patch, and we'll talk about them specifically in the game when it starts. She did lose the poor man shield.
Did it?
Yeah, that's a little hit in the laning stage, but it makes Earn into Spirit Vessel a possible build if you want to fight early. Of course, the Radiant Spectre is always very good. She has some very nice talent changes with her Spectral Dagger as well. I think it's not as bad as one would suggest. Yeah.
You think it's got potential?
It's got some potential.
What's the biggest worries you think for the Spectre this game up against EG's lineup?
Just the speed, right? Especially if Spectre is trying to go for the Radiance build, it takes a long time to come online. And as we've seen, Arteezy's able to get 4 or 5 slotted very quickly, like 25 minutes in.
Yeah.
So the question is, will EG drive up that tempo, and will complexity get the time to get that Spectre online?
Yeah, I think both times we've seen Arteezy play Tani. He's been getting sort of what the SMY AC complete by like 25 minutes. This is incredibly fast.
Yep.
And as the panel said, as long as they can keep good control of the Ancients, they do have that buff from the Ogre Magi with the Bloodless. There is that very, very high potential for things to get very quickly out of hand for complexity. And as mentioned, how much is the Spec going to be able to do when that sort of tempo is ramped up? It could be tough for Cole, but we'll see what they can pull out. They've obviously got trust in that final pick Spectre. They've got a plan, and they must feel that they do have a way to draw this game out to the point where Chessie is going to be online and very hard for the cause of EG to deal with.
Yeah, one thing I also really like is the Tusk in this game. Last game we saw the Clockwork Cogs just giving a lot of issues to the Tiny. And even though Ice Shards isn't as good as the Cogs, it's still quite annoying. Of course, you also have the Frozen Sigil that will kind of counteract the Bloodlust on the other side. So I'm expecting Kyle to do big things. He's very good on the Kunga, and he's kind of a similar playstyle of hero to run around behind the map, looking for those squishy kills like AA. We'll see what he does.
I'm looking at the quad pick as well for EG, and I'm feeling that this could be a very nice game for the Queen of Pain, surely. You look at complexity's lineup, their lockdown relies on sort of having the ults available. Sure, there's the Tusk and such, but there's no sort of cheap, easy, quick stun that's going to hold Sumail down. He could have a pretty free game if he plays it nicely.
Ooh, not if the Courier Snipe comes up. Z-Freak is prepping for it.
Is he going to get it?
Well, he's probably going to go for it on the way back. Oh, he's going to just Arctic Burn it. Oh, he did it wrong! And he gave away his positioning.
He did, and he's not going to get that Courier. A bit of a misplay from Z-Freak.
Yeah, sometimes you see support players, if you're going for the dedicated Courier Snipe, you even just drop the first ward there. Might be like an overcommitment, and there's no way EG is going to get this snipe.
Absolutely not. They're keeping it hidden in the trees, making sure that it's not going to go past Z-Freak on the way back. And Z-Freak's going to have to look elsewhere for his first big plays. So the lanes that we've got going on, Chessie taken down to the bottom lane, backed up by Kyle. They're putting this Spectre straight down the bottom lane, directly against Arteezy's lane.
Yeah, this is I think this is more so because Chessie doesn't lane very well against the TIE Hunter up top. But to be honest, neither does the Beastmaster. I just feel like this is probably the big problem of the complexity draft. They just don't have good lanes.
Bottom lane, Arteezy throwing the Avalanche out, and in fact they're going on him. They're looking to try and bully this Tiny early on. Of course, there's this portion of the game where Arteezy does have 0 armor. They can get the control. They've got a good job of bringing him down. They have the Arctic Burn slow. Z-Freak doing his best to get the slow onto all members of EG. He's falling so damn low, but Arteezy, the shard indeed is there. The try to move in, another dagger right click for Z-Freak. It's enough. They get the first blow complexity, and they make it through as well. Z-Freak and Kyle chasing him down. One more touch with Kyle. Snowballs in, brings him down. Second kill for complexity. They're turning it up on that bottom lane, and they're doing it. This Spectre, Tusk, Wyvern aggression getting 2 kills in the first 2 minutes of the game.
I mean, the crazy thing is when you run a Spectre dual lane, you're not looking for kills. You know, she's pretty much happy to get a couple of CS. The fact that she's getting these kills is just nice bonus. Now, Arteezy, the last time we saw him going for the Ring of Aquila. Bottom lane, tossed back into the tower.
He may have hung around a little. Oh, that's a smart play.
Okay.
That's a very smart. It's going to pay off, Chessie.
We smart. Made it out.
Very, very nice. TP straight. I mean, as you said, that looked like he was going to be gonzo, but straight heads up realization, nothing else is going to hold back that TP. Complexity on the ball, as it will seem.
Yep. So I know earlier you brought up that Queen of Pain is going to be pretty hard to kill, and for the most part, I do agree with you. But the one thing that Complexity can do is force her to blink and immediately haunt and just go for the kill with a slow and stuff like that. It's definitely an interaction that's kind of been around since the beginning of time as Dota is concerned.
But yeah, it's another ult, you know, you're having to use. It's just, but as you say, it's just
you have a way to kill it. Yeah.
You have like 3 different ults. Yeah, there are ultimates. There are ways to catch it. But that's going to take the time to level 6. At the moment, as it is, the Death Prophet was farming a little bit better than Sumail, but Sumail's been able to put that pressure on, get aggressive, and that is going to give the space for Sumail to catch up almost certainly in CS in that middle lane. Down bottom, Arteezy's farm. So right at the moment, 14 for 4. It's getting run down by Boom. Moose just giving him a bit of the old smack with the axes. Quite a punch, of course, in this Beastmaster. 74 right-click damage. That's a fair bit to punch around with. And also worth noting as well, this is coming off the back of the fact that they do switch the lanes up. So looking to be potentially happy with the fact that Moo's got a few levels. They know they can leave him down here. And with the help of having Tusk up top, they thought that they could have a good job at keeping Universe away and making sure that Chesty, he can get the CS underneath the tower as spec.
I mean, Universe is not kept away at all.
I was going to say, Carl's not doing a good job of this, as this Uni side is pretty damn big.
Oh, he wanted to maybe push him slightly further away?
I think so. I think he wanted to push him, yes, so he could get the bounty rune for himself under the shards, but wasn't quite able to do so. Universe able to claim both bounty runes up top. He's going to get bigger and bigger. This wave as well is going to put him near to level 5. I mean, as you say, even though they made this switch up, questionable how much they could do against his Tide. He's very, very strong.
Chesty holding on all of his skill points right now. I guess if the lane gets really tough, he'll take Dispersion, but of course, when you level up the Desolate, you do have quite a bit of kill potential. Definitely, that's something you want to be doing as a Spectre player.
And down bottom, Z-Freak joining Moo once again. Look at the slow onto Crit. Crit immediately going for the TP out and will make it away. Make sure the Z-Freak and Moo can't give him the rundown. They will, however, do a good job of zoning Arteezy back, and Arteezy's out of regen for the moment. I mean, we definitely see the problem. They did make this lane switch, but it is exactly what you sort of worried about from the start. We'll see mid lane, Sumail trying to man up, just have to blink away as the Siphon comes in. But yeah, Spec he's definitely having trouble against that Tide in terms of farm. Sumail, I mean, that's what you're talking about, seeing the opportunity when the blink's already been used, and then it's an easy catch for them. Up to Chesty, he's getting run down by Uni.
I mean, it's a tough lane. There's nothing Spectre could do here. You could pick up a Ring of Health. Vanguard's definitely a normal transition item for
Look, it's down bottom, Lumi. Moo and Z-Freak, they find Arteezy on his own. He pops the Mango, turns around with the Avalanche, but Moo and Z-Freak just run him down, chop him up. 4th kill for compLexity on the board.
You know, honestly, if the Tiny picked up a Ring of Protection, I feel like he would prevent a lot of that kill. He did that the other day when he built a tiny Ring of Aquila.
Yeah.
It looked a little bit strange, but it makes sense. The hero needs mana, the hero needs agility and armor. And I felt like if he had it against at least a Beastmaster, he would do a lot better.
Yeah, as it is. Moo just able to do so much physical damage to Arteezy in this early stage. Chesty having to be so careful. I mean, Uni, as we can see, he can just run in. Chesty has to back off. He's trying to do his best to peel the creeps away from him. And once that 6 is online for Universe, Chesty has to be really careful. If they had a +1 to this lane, Chesty is very vulnerable before he has the ultimate online and can haunt to safety.
By the way, Beastmaster is going to go for a Ring of, or not Ring, Helm of Dominator, which is not something we haven't seen before, but the more popular build is definitely the Necro Book. This will allow him to basically split push much more effectively, and of course solo kill much better as well. But we'll see. I haven't seen it in the new patch just yet. Definitely a very good laning item, as gives you a ton of regen and armor.
Up top, I mean, they do trap Universe with the shards as per se, but Universe,
he's like,
he doesn't really care at all. With the 2 points in Kraken and a couple in the Anchor Smash, every time he connects it, there's just no damage from these two to bring him down. Universe feeling very comfortable in that top lane. Bottom lane, Limp, actually coming in with a rotation from mid. He's moved down here. We'll see what the plan is with this Death Prophet rotation. He is level 6, but he doesn't actually have a point in the Exorcism.
They don't know that.
This is true, so maybe it's just sort of, yeah, mind technique. No, okay, walks down bottom and promptly TP's back up top. Maybe we're seeing if he did find a chance to get a wrap around and chase someone with the Siphon. But it's time that he's out of the mid lane. And free space for Sumail. Sumail, level 7.
I think the bigger issue is that they didn't have Spectre Haunt just yet. The Spectre is not even level 6, which is somewhat delayed because, you know, she did start in the trial lane, she had to switch lane. Had they had Haunt there, I think they could make a pretty easy tower dive.
Uni is absolute beast in it at the moment. Top net worth on the Tidehunter. Second on there is, of course, Moo. The off-laner certainly seems to be their game. But as soon as I say that, Moo, he's going to be out of the game. Fear RTZ catching him out with the help of Crit. And they do have a decent amount of magical burst and a good amount of lockdown if they can make sure that cold feet procs.
I foresee Universe carrying this game. Not necessarily like dealing the most damage, but being like the most annoying threat. Once he gets to the Anchor Smash talent upgrade, he's going to be an issue. There's a lot of melee hero on the side of compLexity, and none of them build into a way to break his passive. I just think that this TIE Hunter can't not be killed and will be a big problem in the mid to late game.
There's no doubt about that. Build buys, sticking to the norm. Mech into the Blink Dagger will be the plan for Universe. And as you say, he should have no problem farming that up. Even at this stage of the game, compLexity, very unlikely to really send heroes up to that top lane to try and kill him because, I mean, to be frank, they just can't at this stage. It's very hard for them to take down the Tide, but definitely to go on what you say, that's a problem that's not going to go away. If anything, it is only going to get worse as the game goes on.
Sonic Wave is now available on Sumail. In fact, had it for a while now.
It's bringing Limp down a little bit low here as they're manning up 1v1. Sumail playing right on the edge of it all. It's got the blink to break it.
Here comes, and that's exactly what I talk about. You bait out the blink and you go for the kill.
Oh, that's big for Jesse. He was having a tough time up top. His TP is still on cooldown, so
here's the thing. If he turned around Sonic Wave them, would have actually gotten the kill through the poison and stuff.
Jesse,
middle
he will make it out of this one. He did have to take the long walk back, but yeah, that was a big play for Jesse. Sumail was worth a decent amount with the amount of farm he was getting, and Jesse was having a very, very tough start up against this Universe Tide lane. So any sort of pick off like that as soon as the Haunt's online, it's going to be a great play to make as the Spectre.
Yeah, not only that, he gets solo EXP for that kill, and for Spectre, hitting those 10 to 15 talents is very important. So it's just all good for Jesse. Going to be going for the drums build.
Kyle, this is the problem I feel with the Tusk. Like, what does Kyle do on this Tusk now? Like, where can you go? Where can you actually have an impact? It feels very hard for the Tusk in this game. You go mid, Sumail's just going to blink away. You go top, you're going to do literally no damage to this Tide Hunter. You go bottom, and there's the worry of you being turned around upon and being comboed. I feel like one of the reasons why we just don't see a lot of Tusk. It feels like a hard hero to have an impact on if you're not dominating as this here early on.
Yeah, normally he's very good at bullying supports because think of Venge or Witchstalker. You give a good shard and they're trapped, but Winter Wyvern in particular could fly out of that shard. Bottom lane.
So they can do it. Tossing the tree out, Wyvern there with the Arctic Burn harassment. Forcing RTZ back.
I'm sorry, I just confused myself. Z-Freak is on the same team as the Tusk.
It's getting late.
Yeah. But yeah, basically, what he wants to be doing is bothering Crit. That is his free kill throughout the whole game.
Okay. Let's see what they can do with this smoke. RTZ ready to lead the charge as he grabs the tree. Jesse is in the mid lane, would be a nice one to catch as his Haunt's still on cooldown for a full minute.
And they have the Sonic Wave for this, so it should be a very easy kill if he ever steps past.
As long as they can get an avalanche, it should be a golden kill.
They could toss one in.
Okay, that works as well. Tossing Fear under the tower, setting up with the Fire Blast into the Ice Blast. Jesse burnt down.
Oh, Z-Freak's kind of gotta be careful here.
He does indeed. He's hiding in the trees. They've got eyes on him. He has got the Arctic Burn to try and fly away, but a quick toss from RTZ holds him in place. Winter's Curse for Z-Freak trying to hold back the onslaught of EG, but Sumail jumps forward. They'll take another. EG turning up the heat. And compLexity being forced back away from this mid lane. EG will be able to claim this tier 1 tower in the mid, 12 minutes in. And starting to pull together as a team.
And that's a new patch for you. This is like the second time today where I see a player teleporting behind that mid tower tree thinking they're safe. Bottom lane, Beastmaster comes in, and here comes all that creeps, but it is a very tanky support.
It's not going to be a quick kill. In fact, with the Fire Blast and the Ice Blast, again, this combo, as quickly as we saw it mid, we see it on bottom. They will pop the Haunt to make sure that they get the kill onto Fear. But that's Haunt usage for a kill that may have even gone down anyway. It doesn't feel like sort of the opportune use for Chesty, and overall, EG just getting away with these plays, compLexity struggling to find the good trades, and still it continues. It definitely feels like, in this game at least, the off lanes, they're the carries now. Both Moo and Universe, top net worth in this game still at coming up to 13 minutes in.
Also surprised to see that Chessie did not reality in to get the kill. So
yeah, at least get the XP.
No, the earn charges too.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, you begin your earn charge, it sets up your next kill. And of course, you could reality back after you pick up the kill.
Yeah.
But maybe he was a little bit afraid of the Queen of Pain, who still has the Sonic Wave.
Oh, it's easy. Up to the top. Again, no surprise with the build. Will be the Treads SMY AC that he's been doing each and every game on the Tiny. I think sometimes he slips in a Shadow Blade to the build. See if he sees this game as one that he feels the need to do so. Samel, Veil of Discord complete. And with the way that EG's been playing, that's a massive pickup at this stage. Between him, the Ogre, and the AA, lots of potential mid lane, though. Talking about the Ogre, Fizz getting run down. They will find it. Ice Blast comes in, and indeed Universe trying to find the position. Winter's Curse from Z-Freak, making sure that Uni can't get in for the Ravage. Samel jumps forward, though, with a quick scream and a right click. Takes down Moo. They get the trade, and up top, EG, they're looking for more. They look for Kyle. We'll go for the snowball back towards Artur, but that's going to mean that the cold feet kicks in. RTZ throws a tree into the backside of Kyle. EG claim themselves a second. Well, this time, though, Chessie trying to make the best use of the space elsewhere on the map, and he needs it. He's falling behind on the Spectre. As RTZ getting further ahead with these involvements in these kills that EG are finding.
Yeah, despite the fact that compLexity is doing okay in terms of keeping up the tempo that EG's throwing at them, Chessie in particular is falling too far behind, and he needs a lot.
Let's see if he's up to the top, are going to come in. compLexity looking to hold on. So that's here, want to at least try for the deny. RTZ trying to finish it off with the toss, but Z-Freak will still find the deny. Takes that away from the EG. Build from Z-Freak this game. More sort of the core build we see for the Wyvern with the phase boost complete. To give him that better chance of chasing people down and having a bit more of a punch with that Arctic Burn.
Surprised to see the Arctic Burn completely being maxed out. The problem with the support going for Arctic Burn is that by the time you finish maxing it, the laning stage is essentially over, so you don't really get take the full advantage of the very low cooldown. And now, moving into this mid-game, you don't have a way to split push, counter push with the max Splinter Best. But we'll see how Z-Freak plays this one out.
One is available once again. compLexity would absolutely love to find a chance to do something, but indeed, Ice Blast, is he going to connect? No, it doesn't quite. Chessie will be fine, and Universe goes straight for the TP out. Doesn't want to look to take a fight there, they back away. If that Ice Blast connected, a quick Ravage would have done the kill on Chessie, but it was just slightly off. It was a long range one, very hard to get the perfect angle.
Kyle.
Yes, Samel has an invis. A surprise, surprise move. Samel being careful about how he commits for the kill, though. Knows that there could very well be backup for Moo behind the tree line. RTZ continuing to get a lot of space though in this top lane. Not a lot of bother being given to him by compLexity. It's going to be, again, very quick time on the S&Y build for this Tiny. And then EG are just going to continue to amp up the pressure as they run at the heroes of compLexity. RTZ's got his eyes up top. If Z-Freak comes too close, he's going to be hit by an Avalanche and an Ice Blast, and there we have it. The Avalanche comes in, Ice Blast just missing. So Z-Freak will be fine. Gets himself out over the trees in time. Now Ice Blast connected, he would have been gone. Hard to comment here. Yes, Samel is searching. Z-Freak just keeping himself deep in the trees.
They know he's still here.
Another blink from Samel may find him. He goes for a short blink though.
He has Arctic Burn, so...
the tree hits him.
Yeah, he's out. Well, they ping him out. I guess the tree gives vision once it hits.
EG take the tower though. They don't get a kill, they get an objective. compLexity do find some sort of a trade, but the tier 1 going down in the mid lane.
But trades is good for compLexity. It gives Chessie free farm time, gives him a little bit of economy. He has finished the drums. So this is going to be the battle build from Spectre. We'll see if it's going to work out. And they're going to try to force this fight. Ravage and of course, the Sonic Wave. All available.
All relies on Universe finding a perfect position for that Ravage. Ice Blast does connect in onto 2, but the tower's already down. And EG, they can't quite find that opening, that jump that they would have hoped for. How's Uni doing on the build? What have we got on the Tide? He's very close to the blink.
Yep.
When he's got that blink, that'll change everything. And these pushes from compLexity are going to get infinitely harder. If they have any sort of setup for the Ravage with an Ice Blast, some of these squishier heroes in compLexity are going to melt at the beginning.
Well, there's also a very kind of interesting counterplay of using your haunt to cancel that blink dagger if you want to pre-use it. Always a very interesting dance. We'll see if that's going to happen this game. Sumail looking for a solo kill up top. Needs to wait for the Veil, I think.
Z3's got a lot of money in the bank. He's sitting on about, what, 1900. I wonder if he does just go for the Midas. We've seen him do it a fair few games as he likes to transition to the later portion. Having a Spectre definitely could be one of those games where you sort of look and say, you know, you want to be something big.
Sure.
In sort of 30 minutes time. You're sort of content with the way that compLexity, for the most part, are holding on to this game very evenly for now. Moo, and it's going to get caught up by the Ice Blast. Again, absolutely on point. Universe trying to chase one more Gush or an Anchor Smash to do it, or a Jump Forward Sumail. That'll also seal the deal. Jump forward, gets the kill, and that will be the Blink Dagger complete for Universe. As we could expect to see a big movement from EG. They could certainly smoke up, trying to get potentially that gank on Chessie, who is climbing back into the game.
Oh, Chessie.
Oh, they may even find it without. Oof.
Nice dodge, Sonic Wave. Still holding on to it.
I mean, I get it probably wouldn't have been quite enough damage.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what the level 2 Sonic at this stage. It would have been close
too. Yeah.
Would have been close, but.
By the way, Z-Freak has a Shadow Blade queued up, so we talked about people not getting Silver Edge. Z-Freak's like, no, hold my beer. I'll show you Silver Edge.
Yeah, absolutely adapting to the conditions of the game that EG are putting them in. And we've all seen the Tybe replays. We've seen what happens when he gets that, the both talents, the Anchor Smash damage reduction increase, and that pesky plus 24 Kraken shell. It's pretty crazy. Indeed, as you say, Silver Edge gives them a good chance to melt through that tide.
So I'm curious whether Chessie is going to take his Spectral Dagger cooldown talent on 15, or is he going to take the all stats?
I think you say the stats. What do you think? I mean, sure, the dagger cooldown's nice, but stats are everything on the Spec, surely. Even though +8 is not the greatest, we'll see. We'll see.
The thing about the dagger cooldown is that it pretty much gives you essentially 100% uptime on the spell. Either it's like them having a slow on them, or it's
the free buff.
Yeah, it's like gonna go again. I think it's only like maybe you're not available on it for 2 more seconds. It's super obnoxious during team fights, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how much he values that.
But despite you keep mentioning Chessie, like look at his net worth. It looks pretty poor, right? It's
yeah,
middle of the
he
pack.
Still needs more time.
He's like closing on the Radiance. He's getting the room to farm. So I don't know. It's looking okay for compLexity.
Yeah, I've got to agree. I think this sort of the pace that the game's sort of steadied out to is always going to favour the Spectre lineup. Now, EG have to keep the pressure on. They have to keep the tempo high. And compLexity are managing to calm it down a bit. They've been able to take these out to tier 1s in return. And as we've seen for sure, you know, Arteezy and Sumail may be massive. The Limp's pretty close behind. The offlaners are very close. Moo and Universe pretty much at the same level. This is what I was waiting for. I was waiting to see EG make this movement with this Blink Dagger pickup on Universe. They've got the Ravage. They want to find a big jump. The dream catch would be, of course, Chessie on that Spectre. We'll see if they can get eyes on him. Around the Roche, but I don't know if they necessarily want to go for Roche. They've definitely got more of a lineup that's oriented towards getting those kills. Up top is Kyle.
Oh, if you could tank it for the team, that would be
I was going to say it may just have to be a kill that they settle for, but certainly not the one they would have hoped for from EG. And in fact, they're just actually going to turn their attention towards Z-Freak. Z-Freak's got a glimmer though. Okay, they've got a sentry. So they do find Z-Freak.
And the courier.
Oh. Well, that makes things all right. In fact, they might just get Kyle as well. I mean, I was going to say, if they get one of the supports, not necessarily the Dream, but take it 2, that's not bad at all. That's a fair bit of money for EG, as they'll get both kills. As you say, the Courier done as well, and Arteezy. Okay, so he'll get the Shadow Blade this game. Get that extra pick-off potential, that extra setup. Shadow Blading, catching out Chessie, especially during this farming phase, could be absolutely monumental for EG on their road to victory. And they're into the pit with 2 men down. Can compLexity actually do anything about this? They send the Hawk over. They know that this Roche is going on. TPs to the Shrine are coming through. It looks like they do want to do their best at trying to contest EG with this one. They have the Haunt. They could look for some cheeky play. Are they actually going to be able to get the timing right? That's the question. It's falling low, but no, it's already down. So EG will claim the Roche, and Sumail picks up the Aegis.
He's dropping low. He's dropping fast.
He should be fine. He's got the blink back up. Limp did commit the exorcism for this one. Arteezy leading forward with the Shadow Blade. Doesn't look like he wants to go into the Ghost though. And EG are absolutely fine with this one. Exorcism's been used. Gets nothing for complexity. EG still get the Roshan. They keep that Aegis on Samael. And this is... it's definitely bad news for complexity. The shining light still being the Chesty. He's now got that gold for the relic. He will get that radiance. But will it be enough?
It still feels like it's anybody's game.
Yeah.
EG's looking rather strong. I still don't know what the answer is for Universe, although Zfreak is building towards that silver edge. I don't know, Spectre late game seems insanely scary, especially if he takes the 15 talent against a melee core like Tiny. Tiny might have trouble keeping up.
I mean, what does he take? He's going to take the stats or the dagger core now?
There's a lot of burst damage. All right, so he takes the
stats,
HP. Yeah, makes sense.
Mid lane, there's the setup. Shadow Blade gives an easy follow through for the Ice Blast.
Your tide's gone.
It's easy.
Out.
Moves.
Shooting grab bottom as well. He's going to look for the solo play onto Fear. Actually, no, okay, he goes for the TP out, and that's not going to work because Fear could just turn with the Fire Blast and move. Not quite sure what the plan was there. I think he realized he messed up as soon as he went for the Raw, as there was no way he was TPing out of that one successfully.
Yeah. Complexity's starting to bleed away too many kills now.
Yeah. 3k gold lead for Evil Geniuses. Samael and Arteezy still top of the board.
I think EG could, with this Aegis, could roll down both of these towers without too much of a fight.
Complexity are definitely riding a lot on Chessie, you know, getting the Radiance and then having that big impact with the first Haunt after he has it complete. And if they don't find a good fight off the back of having that first Haunt with Radiance, it may just be, you know, just over an EG, you know, to take the game.
Exactly. Han has a long cooldown, you know, if you don't win that fight, they just come high ground. Also, getting the Radiance on Spectre isn't alone. She might do a lot of damage, but if you reality in, you just get popped pretty much instantly to the Sonic Wave, to the Tiny Avatars combination.
Yeah, if she gets hit by any combo in an Ice Blast, you know, Chessie's still going to just die at the start of the fight. BKB there for Limp, so that they're building him up to be sort of this powerhouse that can enter in on the front line, sort of draw the attention of EG. Whilst they ideally, in Complexity's mind, get picked apart by the Spectre and a Haunt on the back of it all. Nearly having the Solar Crest on the Beastmaster. There is the Radiance completion for Chessie. So they have the Haunt, they have the Radiance, they want to make use of it straight away. Immediately Complexity go for this smoke. They want to set up something big for this big Haunt Radiance reveal that could catch EG off guard.
But they're smoking without their Beastmaster, which is by far their best initiator. So, which is smart, I guess. You know, you're showing the Beastmaster, you make EG think, hey guys, we're not gonna look for a play. At the same time, like you see Universe mid.
I mean, it's, yeah,
you can't go.
Absolutely not. You can't go on this tide. And
oh my
EG,
God. Chessie might get gone on here.
Oh, he might. Yeah, he might even get the chance.
Dead.
Yeah, straight in. Arteezy with the Shadow Blade. He's got the opening. Chessie's just picked up the Radiance, but he's sitting on the sidelines for 50 seconds.
I mean, if you look at EG, you notice that he has Radiance just now. Pretty sure he doesn't have buyback. You hit the tier 2 and you can even go high ground.
You're ready to push it. In fact, they're even seeing if they can grab some more kills off the back of it, or they were moving into the jungle. Complexity have to back up. They have got good deep push with the Splinter Blast, the Crypt Swarm. You know, Exorcism is there. But yeah, this is 30 seconds without the Spectre, and an easy tier 2 pickup for Evil Geniuses. Orchid also done for Samael. So if he's quick with the silence, there may not even be a chance for Chessie to cast the Haunt if he's, you know, if he's not keeping himself well and truly behind the front of the fight. Arteezy. It's fine for now. Does get forced to back away. We'll see if Cole do try for another sort of smoke move again once Chessie's back up.
He picks up the Breach to travel. Does two things very nicely. You could
I mean, he does have BKB and so Limp not really in too much trouble. Samael with that Invis rune. Oh, maybe if they go in fully with a Ravage,
but to fight this.
I mean, they got to be a little careful, as you can see. Samael in a bit of trouble. In fact, with the snowball falling low, Greaves is there, and oh, the punch is gone.
What a turnaround.
Aegis is popped. He is going to be back with a second life.
Chessie's just haunted, but I don't know.
He's trying to keep the rest of EG back from being able to come in to save Samael. I'll tell you what, it's only just going to work. They take down Samael twice on the front of it all. Sumail sticking around and getting a little bit cheeky. He tries to poke at that Death Prophet. I think the plan was to sort of get the BKB charge out of him and get out, but the reaction was so quick from compLexity. Sumail, he was trapped in there with them.
Yeah, and the Lincolns didn't protect the Queen of Pain because broke it very easily with his first Spirit Siphon and then casted another one. And of course, clutch silence, getting both the TIE Hunter and the Queen of Pain.
As we said, you know, there definitely is the issue where if compLexity can take this one late, Chessie can become this incredible powerhouse. EG, they can't afford to make those sort of mistakes now. They still do have a very comfortable lead, so by all means, you know, that mistake isn't incredibly costly, but if it leads to more, Chessie's only going to be smiling all the way to the bank as he finds all the space to catch up on the Spectre.
Yeah, that Radiance really speeded up that farm. Able to jungle extremely efficiently now. He's going to go straight into a BKB, which makes a lot of sense, given the fact that there's so much magic damage, and also makes him not really worry about that Ravage. Have we seen a Ravage yet?
I don't think we have.
Yeah, I don't think we have either.
Yeah, you just haven't found the opportunity to do so. I mean, that's not to say Universe has played bad. You know, Universe has played it absolutely lovely. He's been getting all the farm. He's got a completed hood. He's exactly what the team needs in terms of a frontline tank when they do look to take the fights to 5. And as always, you know, just having the tide, the threat of the Ravage is enough. And we've seen that in a lot of situations where compLexity see Universe turn up to the fight. They just have to run and get the hell out of there.
Yeah. He definitely wanted to Ravage mid lane to bail Sumail out, but again, good silence by Death Prophet there.
Yeah, and as we saw as well, just the use of the Horn and Radiance to cancel the blink, making it very hard for Universe to get the jump back in to save his fellow comrades.
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower is
I want to talk a little bit more about the Beastmaster going for his BOT. Really good in this state of the game because his job is really not searching for kills, but more so just keeping the lanes constantly pushed. His job is to buy time, and the fact that he could keep the waves constantly pushed out and then switch to like the other side of the map is just super nice. Also, you could in the late game, you know, send Hawks around and then port onto your own Hawk for a surprise backstab. So it's a very nice value item.
Uni pretty close to having the pipe. Very nice, of course, against the Radiance from Spectre in these team fights. Nullifies a lot of that damage during the Horn. The compLexity, again, going for this sort of smoke play. The last few times that they've tried to do this, it hasn't really worked out. As it is, Limp's going to come down to the bottom. We'll see if he reveals, and we'll just go for some sort of a bait. But EG as it is, they're elsewhere. That's the pipe completed for Universe. RTZ, as we've seen with the AC, now going back for the BKB. And once that BKB's there, there's not really much reason why EG won't look to just try and go up to the high ground and end the game. They're going to be incredibly strong with this frontline Tiny. That's absolutely massive. RTZ,
I think they want
like an absolute monster.
They want to combine it with the next Roshan, which is spawning in about 2 minutes. So that will be the time for EG to strike. At the same time, though, I think compLexity can take a fight at the Roshan, the next one.
I think it's hard, but there's definitely the chance.
Yeah.
But there's no doubt about it. Unless they have the BKB on Chessie, I don't know if they can. I think they absolutely have to have that done for the Spectre. But look at this invasion from EG. They smoke up. We'll see if they can find Chessie. If he leaves the base, he's going to be in a whole world of pain.
Oh.
He seems to know he's playing it. Oh no, if he comes out with the creep wave, he may be done for. No. Chessie is playing it super cautiously.
Yeah, from their vision, they don't see anybody on the map, apart from the Queen of Pain top, so they know something is very fishy. Play safe.
Yeah, good avoidance from compLexity, making sure that EG don't catch anyone out on the map.
The craziest thing is that both teams could take down Roshan very quickly, so the possibility of a sneak is also like very scary for either side. Of course, EG has a solo crest on crit, and tiny bloodlust damage could take it down very easily with the AC.
And there it is, look, for Z3. He has it complete. Yep. Silver Edge is there.
So this gives them an opportunity to break the TIE passive and then just kill the TIE before the Ravage. You gotta still chain stun him pretty good, because if he pops a Greaves, the Hood, then you're in a lot of issues.
He's still gonna have a decent amount of survivability without that passive. That's the problem. Let's see how much he comes into effect. Roshan, indeed, as you say, back up any second now. Kyle already on the mission to check things out. Oh, Smoke's gonna get dispelled, and he'll nope straight out of there. BKB complete for Chessie. So compLexity will feel a little safer taking the team fights. It's still not going to be easy because of how massive RTZ and Sumail are. They are still a considerable amount ahead of those cores of compLexity, and especially with RTZ having the BKB, it's prime time for this Tiny.
Yeah, there's very good vision on EG right now. They see completely the movement of compLexity, and they do see Beastmaster porting out, and that might give them the opening to actually think about Roshan.
Or get a pick off. If they can get Limp, whilst, at least Moo's guaranteed already out of there. And University's looking to try and set things off.
They could break him.
He's got to respect the BKB. Indeed, they'll turn. But with the pipe, it's buying him some sort of survivability. It isn't enough. Indeed, that's the power at the break, as you say. They bring down the kill. Chessie pops the horn. With the BKB, they're trying to turn. He'll get crit. No, crit. Actually pops the stick charges, buys himself a bit of time. But overall, compLexity, they found themselves to 3 kills.
And that was without Beastmaster. That was essentially a 5v4. Z-Freak surprising them with that break ability. Universe is like, wait, suddenly he isn't playing a TIE Hunter. Playing a big melee.
Absolutely, yeah, just as you say, Z-Freak. And it's that timing as well, just being able to take the TIE down whilst that BKB's up on the Death Prophet, and there's just no chance for Uni to pop the Ravage or anything. It's not going to do anything at all with that BKB up.
Also, very fast reaction on Limp, just silence the TIE Hunter, so
yeah,
you know, no ultimate from there as well.
Oh, that's got to be pretty scary for EG. They were a decent amount ahead. As you say, they lose 3 heroes, they don't find anything in return. It just goes to show, you know, as this game goes on, the power of the Haunt and the team fight, the compLexity you have, it's only going to get scarier for Evil Geniuses.
And here's the thing, Queen is dead for 65 seconds, no buyback.
Roche is up.
Roche is up. They don't have the DP ult, though.
True.
So that makes it somewhat tough.
Still with the Beastmaster, you can take Roshan pretty quick. You know,
And
if he gets his army in. Yeah, and with the Spec.
Yeah. Spectre level 20 now picks up to plus 500 health.
Yeah.
Suddenly she's an issue.
Yeah, yeah, they definitely could consider going for Roshan. This is, as I say, just a bit of a worry for Evil Geniuses, that sort of fight to occur. You know, Arteezy was unable to get stuck in. He's going to see Limp head back up to the high ground, but unlikely to try. Well, I mean, you could try and go for a few punches on it. Does still have the BKB himself, and knows that Limp doesn't have it, but no, Arteezy backs off. No interest of getting involved in any sort of confrontation whilst his 3 teammates are down. And Moo continuing to put that split push pressure on and edging closer and closer to having Assault Crash himself on the Beastmaster.
I'm just watching RTC just cleave down the entire army of Moo.
Easy farm with that tree. Easy levels as well. Still level 20. And it is still going to take a few more of those team fights for compLexity to close the net worth gap. That's for sure. And Arteezy himself will look to just upgrade the Shadow Blade next up by the looks of it.
Yep.
Get the Silver Edge online for him. And as always, very nice to have against a Spectre at the later portions of the game. You know, dispersion, it can be a huge issue. It certainly adds to the tank ability, especially as you mentioned with the 500 health picked up. You want to get rid of that dispersion.
Yep.
Otherwise, you're going to take a bit of a beating when you try and bring down Chessie.
Also, the other often forgotten thing is that just make sure slot efficiency better.
Yeah, it's an extra bit of stats. Always nice. Into the pit they go. EG making quick work of it. And I tell you what, compLexity, they don't seem to have a clue that this is going on. They're going to be nowhere near the pit. Cheese grab for Sumail. Arteezy gets the Aegis.
I am surprised by the fact that compLexity hasn't gone for the Roshan. I do wonder what is the communication. I mean, clearly they know they had an opportunity to do the Roshan themselves, but they just decided it's not worth their time or it'll take too long. But yeah, now EG grabs it for free.
He's down bottom, Arteezy. He's looking towards Moo. Universe has the gush. They're chasing him down and Moo will be left behind. Quick toss. Brings the Moo down. The split push gets punished, but this is inevitable to happen with the way that Moo's playing, just constantly shoving lanes out on his own. He's going to get taken down a few times, and to be fair, for the most part of the game, he's been playing it very safe, as he's been caught out very little. The question is, what can EG do whilst he's down? It's a bit of a load off their back, knowing that they don't have to worry about their side lanes being shoved in if they want to go for something as a team. And with the cheese and Aegis, they may just want to do so. Arteezy does finish off the Silver Edge now. Chessie closing in on the Manta staff for his next time. Well, I said close. It's about halfway there. But working towards that Manta.
What do you think Queen's going to get for her 25 talent? The other day we saw the free Lincoln, right?
I think, yeah, the free Lincoln seems to be the more tasteful one. I mean, in terms of single target, yeah, with the Roar and Winter's Curse, I think you kind of have to get that.
Okay.
It's so nice.
The fear kind of gets Spectre off of your back if that's what you're after.
True. I mean, yeah, I've certainly seen Queens take the fear as well, but I mean, we'll see what Samel does decide to opt for this game.
Yeah, she'll hit 25 soon.
Yeah, it could be nice for like the little things, like sort of breaking Link Spirit Siphons as well. Yeah, shoving him away. We'll see what Samel deems as more appropriate for this situation. Universe getting closer and closer to that Kraken Shell talent. Sure, there's Silver Edge in the game, but there's always going to be points and fights where that Silver Edge doesn't get the hit onto Union. You still have that incredible tank ability thanks to the increased Kraken Shell.
Yeah, complexity's looking for a play right now. Smoke's being brought out, but at the same time, EG smoking right in.
Who's going to get the jump? RTZ already on the high ground, leading in. He's going to find Kyle straight in with the combo. Kyle, he's down. Well, he's going to buy some time with the snowball, but it's not going to save his life. Kyle's gone. Samel quick with the aggressive blink, seeing if he could catch anyone sitting behind him on complexity, but they're already out of there. Moose shoves out the bottom lane. TP's immediately up to the top to continue to push the alternate side lane. And again, they're finding these pickoffs. What can EG do with that sort of kill in the bag? That's the question. And they want to get more. They really want to find something big. The dream is for Artesia to find Chessie. But Chessie is playing it careful. He's in the tree line, keeping himself well away from this movement.
He also turns off his radiance, you know, when he's in the tree line, just to make sure that nobody gets him. And then, of course, once he makes it out, he turns it back on.
Yeah, both teams playing very, very nicely. Not a lot of mistakes this game. It's a lot of high-level play, as we would hope to see in this grand finals at the North American Regional Qualifiers. Definitely EG with the advantage, and still a considerable amount of farm that Chessie needs to get to sort of get on the level of EG. EG's cores at this stage of the game still about 5k behind that of Arteezy and Sameo. But they are keeping the game going, complexity. They're not allowing EG to have the opportunity to break into the base. And they can draw this one out, Cole.
Yeah, they're doing a very good job drawing it out so far. This is, by the way, one of the reasons why we've been seeing so many more Beastmaster being picked. The level 20 talent, where you get the plus 100 damage on your axes, just makes split pushing so easy. You throw an axe, your little summon finishes the job, the wave gets pushed out, you TP away, and then somebody on the side of EG has to come back and deal with it. Like, he's a better split pusher in this instance than, let's say, the Queen of Pain. Just clears away faster, which is kind of crazy to say.
Yeah, and instead of it being sort of the, taking the time if you're position 2, it's your position 3 moving out.
Yeah.
Whereas, with EG's lineup, they need their position, they need Universe in the fights, they need Sumail in the fights as well. Complexity looking to make sure that they can regain control of their half of the map. Trying to hunt down for any sort of vision that EG still have up over here.
Arteezy on the hunt again. This might be one of the rare games where the Beastmaster takes the Hawk talent in 25. It feels like vision is just going to be of the utmost importance in this game. Complexity goes for smoke. They know that Roshan, they timed it. It's out.
That's the Aegis, of Arteezy gone. But he gets past the cheese, so he will still have that.
Oh, he's got double damage. You probably don't want to fight right now.
Oh yeah, if you're Cole, you get the heck away.
Yeah, they have a worse team that DD being
the line there straight back to base. They're running. The question is if Arteezy can catch anyone off the back of it. Kyle, he's relatively close. If he gets caught by this big Tiny, he is almost certainly going to go down in a couple of slaps, and he just evaporates.
Yeah.
Double damage Tiny is incredible. Look at the right click that he's doing. He's doing about like 600 and such. Oh, the ranged attack as well with the DD.
He just tossed a tree and the creep wave just melted.
Oh, you do not want to take this tree to the face. Fortification comes out from Cole. They'll begin the high ground defense.
30 seconds before the Tusk comes back. The Tusk is not that useful at this point in the game, but his Glimmer Cape, his Frozen Sigil, just a little bit of everything.
Interesting as well, Universe really respecting the Silver Edge. He doesn't actually take the Kraken Shell increase. He gets the Gush, and I guess that is
makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
He feels that he is just going to get broken every fight. And to be fair, it is the Freak on the Winter Wyvern. He's he's doing incredible recently in these qualifiers. So he is going to prioritize and make sure that that break is there. So yeah, fair play to Uni. He just says, well, what's the point in actually upgrading a passive skill that he's not actually going to have for the majority of the fights?
That's minus 10 armor.
Yeah, I mean, the Gush is also very, very good, yeah.
I wonder if he's going to go into Aghanim Scepter. I mean, it's definitely a good item to push out the creep wave if you want it to, and it covers a ton of AoE as well.
Could be nice.
He doesn't have any intention to grab it just yet.
Just queuing up the bots, as it were. I mean, we are going to have to see EG get multiple bots on. Because of this split push that Cole keep coming through, they have to be prepared to react to any sort of rat play that the Beastmaster moves able to get going. In the bottom lane, Z-Freak tying up somehow, but it's not going to reveal himself. Oh, RTZ's hunting. He may just catch Kyle again. Kyle turns with the snowball. Limp is down. I don't know if they want to take this fight. They're going to try as they come forward with the BKB, Shiva's Guard, and Exorcism. BKB's come out from both Sumail and Artur. They're trying to chase down Lim. Ravage comes out from Uni, but Uni's already down. Lim still alive for now. Now the BKBs of EG wearing off. Sonic Wave comes through, bringing Lim down low, but with the Yules, Lim keeping himself alive. And EG, they're starting to melt. RTZ's trying to run, but Kyle chasing him down with the snowball. Won't quite get the stun. RTZ will survive. But EG, they've lost 2. They've only found Z-Free. And compLexity looking very scary in these team fights as Limp just charges in with the Exorcism, and we see it just piercing through the BKBs of Evil Genius.
I had no idea how Z-Free got behind that Tide in that team fight. I guess he flew over the trees on the right side, or left side of that team fight. And yeah, the Tide Hunter isn't surprisingly a hero in this stage of the game, considering that Z-Freak just went Silver Edge as the first item.
Yeah,
that's just a mind-numbing statement to say, right? He's playing Winter Wyvern. This is not a Silver Edge hero.
He's causing absolute issues for Universe in these fights. He's been on his case every single time, and it's absolutely made the entire world of difference to the way that these team fights pan out, because Universe just can't get the job done.
I believe this is the first single instance where I see a Tusk in a competitive game not like taking the opposite talent that he has right now. You normally take the 40% EXP, so you just level up very quickly, and then you take the snowball damage, because when you get the snowball damage upgrade, you one-shot a whole creep wave with your 2 spells. But that's not his job this game. His job is to, well, just to scout and survive.
Yeah.
He's allowing the Beastmaster and the Wyvern to be the split pushers and stuff.
You are looking good.
Z-Freak as well. I think he's going to make the transition into a bit more of that sort of core Wyvern. I mean, if he already hasn't really with the phase boots and Silver Edge build, he's queuing up the Hurricane Pike to complete on top of the 4 staff. Very slot efficient and nice for the right clicks. Level 25. Interested to see that. Okay, so he takes the actually increased dispersion, Chesty, rather than the extra Haunt illusion damage. So that dispersion, what's it add up to now? Is that 30%? Is that? I know, you never know with Valve does. Is that 30% with the 8% added on? I don't know.
It should be.
It should be. Yeah. They should update the tooltips. Sometimes they don't. But either way, that's a lot of dispersion to worry about. There is the Silver Edge in play though, as we said from Artur.
But that's assuming that Artur finds him, right?
Yeah.
Jesse generally will hunt into the team fight away from Artur.
Yeah, absolutely. He's not going to be. Well, he shouldn't be caught out in the front line. There should always be heroes.
And if he does get caught out, it doesn't matter which talent he has. He'll just be dead.
Let's go. RTZ on the hump. What's he going to find? He could find something big. Kyle and Lim close together. They'll try and open up. Immediately though, Limp, he gets the chance to BKB, turn with the Exorcism. RTZ tried to punch through Limp and doing a hell of a lot of right clicks. Sonic Wave for Sumail brings Limp down low. He jumps forward, trying to finish off Limp, but the Warrior's punch is there. Only by Sumail, doesn't matter. They will get the kill. They'll bring down Limp, and now RTZ looking for more. Has the combo onto the Wyvern, and the Ravage does indeed come through, setting up for the Ice Blast connection onto Chesney. Fire Blast as well. EG jump forward. They surround the Spectre, bring it down. Triple kill for RTZ.
But the base on the bottom side, base is going to be opened up by Moo. Moo, not part of that team fight, will be OT back home. The question is, can EG get anything off of that big victory?
I mean, this is a lot of time when there's no Spectre. 80 seconds without Jesse. And indeed, into the pit, EG go.
That is going to be Refresher Shard for either the Sonic Wave
Oh, you got to give it.
Hunter.
I was going to say, you got to give it to Uni.
Do you?
I think with the BKBs running low, the chance for a double Ravage to be massive would be, it's going to be great. We'll see who does grab it.
That's exactly what happened in the last team fight. I'm not sure whether that was caught on camera, but basically Chessie haunted in for a kill on the crit, but crit of course had Ghost Scepter, he had Force Staff, he had Glimmer, he just protected himself. And then as soon as the BKB ran out, Ravage, and then that was it.
And that, you know, that fight has really sort of got that momentum back for EG. They were starting to slow things down because compLexity were doing a great job at keeping the pressure split up, but now they've got to answer to this. EG just forcing themselves down the mid lane, destroying the barracks. Still 20 seconds without the Spectre, and a lot of damage is going to be done to this compLexity base. Straight up to top. Universe, as we said, he has got the refresher shot. He can go for a second Ravage if he sees the chance to jump forward. RTZ falling a little low. He's got the Aegis, but they're looking to protect it. They respect the fact that Chessie is back up in 5 seconds. They're happy with what they found. They got the mid-racks, and they'll get out of there. And now sitting on a comfortable 18k gold lead.
Yeah. Normally, one statement could be made is like, look, you know, you have such a big Spectre. Even when you lose a lane of Rex or 2, it's not the biggest deal because they have no problem repelling the creep wave. The bigger issue with the way that compLexity is playing this game is that they made it to 47 minutes because of split pushing. And now that there's 2 big waves pushing in, I think the split pushing tactic gets a lot worse. So in this case, it does matter that you're down 2 racks. It's more than usual, in fact. So compLexity is really starting to run out of their options. They just need to go smoke out, find a good team fight, and somehow win it.
Yeah. Talking about options, I mean, Moo's hit 25, but he's still yet to choose which talent he wants on the Beastmaster. I think, as you said, you know, I mean, I think which
Hawk,
would you take? There we go. Okay, so which did he go for? Which one's the right one?
He went for the Inner Beast.
Oh, okay.
So Hawk would have been much better before they lost the 2 Raxes, where they continue the split push. But now that the split pushing essentially is not an option anymore, they just have to play for that one fight, and he's gonna maybe get caught here.
He's got to be careful. EG, very, very close by. RTZ as well. We've been seeing how much damage he does, you know, with that final pickup to his 6th slot, the Daedalus, just destroying them. The crit with the tree is absolutely ridiculous at this stage.
Yeah, you can toss the tree, and the tree
and get the crit.
Can crit. So it's
crazy.
Some range artillery weapons coming in. Can you toss it at buildings? Is the question. I don't think so. That would be some dirty sieging if you could just toss it at buildings.
Yeah, I'm not sure actually.
It shouldn't work, but who knows?
You never know. Crazy stuff that iceFrog comes up with. As we saw that, he got it there. Throws it out a range 1300 crit from the tree. That's easy. Keeping all the lanes shoved in. Halberd to be picked up by Moo. Now, as you say, definitely needing to get more done in the fights, and having that disarm could play pretty big with the BKBs running low. Down towards the bottom, silence onto RTZ, has got that Aegis. Jump forward from Universe, gets the Ravage out though. There's the second Ravage as well. Beautiful play from Universe, sets up for the quick kill onto Lim, has no chance to react, and now they're looking for more. Chessie's BKB runs out, he's having to be careful, he's backing off, but EG, they just turn towards the tier 3s. Now they're surrounding, the break hit comes through from Artur, tosses through Universe, Winter's Curse is there, Universe in a bit of trouble as RTZ punches into his old friend, but Uni gets the chance to swallow the cheese, the full fondue, keeping him alive. And that's the power of the refresher shot, ladies and gentlemen. Just getting in like that. The quickest double Ravage you would have seen, but make sure the Limp can do absolutely nothing to react, and 50 seconds without the DP is looking pretty grim for compLexity. They will pop the Aegis on RTZ, but now the jump forward from Sumail looks towards Chessie. Fire Blast is there, holding back the Spectre. RTZ goes back in, does get disarmed by Moo. So Chessie's still alive for the time being, but the toss is too much. Oh, Chessie still alive. He's actually going to find Crit. Crit just touch right clicks him down. They're falling apart, compLexity. EG are cleaning up the house as they'll take the top lane. Chessie waltzes in, he's got that BKB, but it'll be tossed far, far away from RTZ. He'll try and close back in onto Artur. The break hit comes through. Chessie's not getting back to base. Artur grabs the G, tosses the tree. Not quite enough damage, but it doesn't matter. This game is over. GG well played is called, and Evil Geniuses take game 1 against compLexity.
Wow. I think this game really, I mean, RTZ did a lot, Sumail had high net worth, but to me the game kind of revolved around Universe.
Yeah.
Had the beautiful laning stage, he was unstoppable, and then the mid game. You know, it's like they stabbed him in the guts or something with the Z-Freak Silver Egg.
It was a smart pickup from Z-Freak.
Right, but then towards the end, it was just too much. When the BKB went down, when the Refresher Shard came up, it was just too much. So, really good play for EG, but compLexity really showing their strength as well.
They certainly drew the game out,
yeah.
That's for sure. And I think at the end of the day, it was just the fact that, as you know, it got to 50 minutes relatively late, it just wasn't enough for the Spectre to sort of be this incredible threat. Sure, she was a little pesky, but the itemization as well from RTZ, picking up the Silver Edge, as we saw a couple of times in that last fight, just getting the hit onto the Spectre, and without the dispersion, Jesse melted pretty quickly indeed. And, you know, move split push, keeping the game going as long as it did, it didn't really offer anything in terms of dealing with the portion of the game where EG just sort of ran out the most 5, because this Beastmaster can't really do too much to deal with that.
No.
Well, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. What a fantastic start to this best of 3 grand finals at the NA Regional Qualifiers for DreamHack. EG up a game. We'll see what happens right after this break. See if Cole can bring it back in game 2, if EG can get the 2-0 sweep. We'll see you then.
Get the alpha, be the alpha.
The battle begins.
Rampage.
Dire victory.
With the Strafe Esports app, follow your favorite teams and players, and you'll never miss a match again. Strafe, everything esports. Download now on iOS and Android.
Dancing with the ghost of New York. soaking up the sunset in a state of undress. Feel like getting careless. Light me up the regrets. Are you looking at me? Pretty shoes on my feet. Are we gonna get flexy? Gonna walk so dangerous. Wanna jump into the rush. So sexual, we're beautiful. Gonna be forever young, playing dirty in the sun. We are beautiful. Kiss me like you mean it. You're my dirty little secret. 'Cause I'm feeling high, running wild. Do you wanna spend the night? You know you're gonna like it. 'Cause I'm looking at you. Gonna get you in your birthday suit. Get you gone with me through. Gonna walk so dangerous. Wanna jump into the rush. So sexual, we're beautiful. Gonna be forever young, playing dirty in the sun. We are beautiful. We are beautiful. We are beautiful. Are you looking at me? Pretty shoes on my feet. Are we gonna get flexy? Gonna walk so dangerous. Wanna jump into the rush. So sexual, we're beautiful. Gonna be forever young, playing dirty in the sun. We are beautiful. Gonna walk so dangerous. Wanna jump into the rush. So sexual, we're beautiful. Gonna be forever young, playing dirty in the sun. We are beautiful. We are beautiful. We are beautiful. We are beautiful.
Oh yeah, I used to feel so far away. Didn't think I had a part to play. I used to let things bring me down. I would walk with my eyes to the ground, but I knew I could find a way to push through. Every word they said, I'd be strong. I knew right from wrong, and now I feel it too. I'm alive. Yeah, I'm alive. I'm alive. Yeah, I'm alive. I love every moment with you, and I want you to know I do. I'm alive. Yeah, I'm alive.
Welcome back to ROG DreamLeague Season 8. Grand Finals are happening right now, and you're jumping into the middle of it all. We had Game 1. Evil Geniuses was able to take out compLexity, and we're going to find out if compLexity can maybe force out that third game. It's a best of 3. Winner of this will have a guaranteed slot at the major at DreamHack Winter. So, big match. 3 Americans to break down this game. we have Grant, we have Fog, we have Capitalist.
Hello.
Hey. It feels like we're just witnessing like a team understanding the patch as they go along. Like, hey, let's clear out Ancients. Hey, Tiny's good, and it's just working.
I felt a lot of just like map control from EG. It was always them making the moves in this game, right? I felt like they got all 3 Roshans, Sumail and Tiny, Queen of Pain and Tiny were the 2 big ones who were farming across the map, and every single time it would be complexity. They'd have to use the Death Prophet Exorcism in like a defensive manner rather than going for that big objective, going for a tower push, going for a Rosh or something like that. So I felt like it was just like Cole was kind of playing to EG's pace of the game.
Yeah, they did a really good job of establishing.
I thought it was
like,
yeah.
We're always the one who are gonna start what's happening in this game. Yep. Complexity. If you have a Death Prophet like that, we said it in the draft, right? They need to be able to pick something that starts threatening objectives because you know you're just gonna end up kind of losing this this farming war against the ancient farming.
I felt like Moo didn't have an impact either. I mean, we talked about it. I felt like he like was only, in the early game. He was just roaring fear. And even if he got a kill, they just kill him instead, like on a rotation. I don't know, Beastmaster did not feel impactful to me.
He got like the first tier, for tier 1 and tier 2 bottom were like a pretty significant thing, but
that's
then
what
afterwards,
Beastmasters do.
It didn't really feel like he could do anything. Like
Complexity seems to be all about one split pushing hero constantly.
Yeah.
Like in every single time the game starts getting just a little bit dicey, they're always going to be running Furion or Beastmaster, and they're just going to be playing 4 versus 5.
I feel like it's because they were.
I'm not sure if it's good or not.
Yeah, it's good. I feel like it's because they were at such a deficit with Spectre, right?
Yeah.
They're just like, all right, we have to wait for Spectre to get online, and then when
But
Spectre's
how
online,
long
it's
are
like,
you gonna wait?
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just EG making all the moves. I felt it was really hard for Cole this game.
Yeah.
Part of the problem as well is I was back there. Scriff was testing out in demo mode. He was testing out disables on Tiny after he gets his level 3 grow. You know how insane the status resistance this guy gets? Like Halberd's gonna like a second. If like Primal Roar is placed on him, it lasts like maybe 2 seconds. Because he's got huge amount of strength and he's got 20, 30, 40% status resistance or something like that. Yeah. Like I was like standing there just like looking and I was just like, what the like this guy's insane. Like you just can't control a Tiny late game. So in many ways, like the Primal Roar, just because you're going to be using it to control the highest damage hero most of the time, you're going to be using it on a Tiny, especially if he BKBs, but it doesn't do anything. Yeah. The guy just shrugs it off in an instant.
I do like that. That's a really good point. Yeah.
Crazy.
It was a 50-minute game. It was a very long game. Cap, you have selected a replay for us.
I hope
it's garbage. Then
it's his fault.
It's all my fault.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fine.
So pretty much it's the ending.
Okay.
And we're gonna
circle the Yules. There's a Yules.
We're gonna watch RTZ go ham with his
fresh Daedalus,
his BKB, and just slam into Limp. And Limp's immediately threatened, combined with the pure damage from Sumail. The physical damage between these two and the pure damage, it takes Limp out of the fight almost instantly.
Yeah. So and look at that tree toss to finish.
Pretty much no exorcism. And they leave Chessie for last because his damage isn't really a threat, right? They just leave him until he's pretty much the only hero left.
What's wrong with the draw? Why can't I on the draw and circle and try?
Garbage. Watch.
Look
at it.
I didn't do. My foot is not.
Yeah, really good job.
My foot is not on the table.
You drew a circle and it turned into a triangle.
No, I don't know.
Something's wrong with it.
I think my new favorite thing in Dota is actually tree toss kills. I think tree toss kills are just both hype and just hilarious. Like watching the tree just dunk.
I think the clip was pretty good because it signifies how the Spectre haunts in, uses BKB, can't kill even the AA support because of how farmed they already are, and then BKB's over. Universe has the option to go in and finally get a Ravage. Finally get a Ravage.
It was a good clip, wasn't it?
Yeah, if you like drew and showed us what's happening, instead you're like, do a clip.
Well, if it was such a good clip, you can select clips all the time. How about that?
No, I'm good, thank you.
No,
I mean, as long as Grant keeps on having to do War Room, I'm all good with that.
I love doing the War Room. You know, I get to really say my thoughts.
I like doing the War Room.
Pick. I mean, okay.
You want me to do it? I mean, it'll hurt, but I'll do it.
That's fine then.
I know you don't.
I don't mind doing War Room. It's nice.
Yeah, but your mom
hurts having my foot down. Dude.
Oh my god.
Whatever, dude.
Don't worry. I'll make sure that he'll do it for the rest of the week. Because, I mean, this is your last chance to do it.
No, it is. I said I love doing it.
Yeah.
Do you guys think if Tiny makes it through, is it a chance it just gets first picked by one of the two teams now?
I think so. I do really think so, because they both played so good. I mean, Limp's a beast on that hero.
He really is.
Mad
So
man.
is Ortiz, apparently. They play different ways, but both ways have worked out extremely well.
Honestly, I think the hero is a better carry than it used to be.
Yeah.
Just the status resistance. Like,
yeah.
You can't control it.
And the 100% cleave.
100% cleave.
You can actually be a tower pusher too. Like in the past, it's like you need that Aghanims to get.
You have to have Ags and like one other item, yeah.
You guys,
Tiny, are you like,
it's time.
Are you like, damn it, Like when you go on a kill late game as a Tiny, you're like, damn it, I ran out of charges. It wasn't enough. Like not very many, right? It seems like it's just mostly a bonus because that would be the downside, right? Is that like your charges based, you lose a significant.
All right,
portion.
Shiver, toss me some bans.
You got Nature's Prophet and Night Stalker.
It gives the Tiny that flash farm, right? In the past, it's like, all right, I have to toss in a creep wave. Sure, you can clear it kind of fast, but now it's like, okay, I go hit Ancient without Aghanims. I get super farmed.
Well, I don't think Tiny's dumb. Because you made him sound kind of dumb right there.
Oh, sorry.
He doesn't have agility, not intellect. Come on, son.
Fair enough, geez.
All right.
That's not what I said.
You're a bully. You're a bully to Tiny. Is it banned?
Yeah, they banned
It's
Tiny.
banned now.
Who banned it?
Cole.
And who has first pick?
compLexity.
Interesting. So they just maybe didn't want to. Maybe their style of Tiny they feel doesn't match up well against EG, and they just don't want them to have it or pick it themselves.
They banned out the Rubik as well.
The Rubes.
So perhaps they're gonna go back to picking up that Sand King first phase.
So what was banned last time instead of the Tiny? It was the...
It was the IO by EG.
But from Cole?
And, well, Cole banned out Night Stalker, Venge, and Rubik, so they don't have to do the...
Also the Venge.
The Venge anymore.
EG banned the Venge.
Yes.
So Venge is
And EG banned out the IO, Nature's Prophet, and Jakiro, meaning that IO and Jakiro are still in the pool.
Okay.
Wait, so what?
Because Viper got
Jakiro
picked
last time.
Oh,
okay. They first picked Jakiro last time. So in not
in the previous
From
series.
DC,
Yeah.
Right, because it's so flexible.
So I think in their head they're like, if Jakiro's left out there, we want it, then that gives them Tiny Wisp. So we don't want that. So we're gonna take away one of the three heroes that are gonna be potential 1-2 category, right? And so they think Tiny is more of a threat than Wisp.
Yeah.
So that presumably is the trade-off is
Where do you want me to put this bad boy? You want it safe lane, Yannis?
I don't know. We don't know yet. Honestly,
Well,
I think it's
need
just
to. I can't just. Well, I'll just.
I'll say
not
put it as Kyle first, and then we can adjust.
Well, let's just go safe lane anyways. Sounds
Just
good.
put it- Just fine,
hold it.
yeah.
Just hold it.
Just hold it.
The whole time.
Put it on
And also
balance.
I'm not
hold
sure
the
they would
puck, since we don't
appreciate
know
that.
what that is.
Yeah.
Balance it on your head.
I mean, nah, because people need to know what hero was picked. I don't want to like deprive the people of his grand finals picks.
They can see it at the bottom of the screen.
What?
There's a draft showing.
Nah, you're good.
5 seconds remaining.
Puck, where you at, little fairy dragon? Found you.
Pick. Mostly Universe,
Yeah, we'll toss him in the off laner.
but we have seen Z-Free play it.
As support. We've seen
so
Crep
it's
play a
different.
support far in the past. And I mean, Sumail can still play it. I don't think he enjoys it as much as he used to, but he can.
So Cole has to ban Gyro, is what that tells me. I mean, RTG's only played Tiny and Gyro, so might as well make him play something different. And he played Clinks, but that was... Yeah, we won't talk.
Did he really play
We won't talk.
Clinks?
We won't talk about that.
Nah, he didn't. He's good.
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, his hand was off the keyboard for most of that game, so
Looked like
5
it.
seconds remaining.
I don't know. Yeah, that I think Fog's right. You need a hero that can clear Ancient.
Whoa.
That's it. Treant.
All right, talk to me about Treant Protector.
I don't even know where this hero's at. We haven't. I think we picked it once in Europe.
Yeah, not that often
Once
at all.
in Dota Pit, it just shows up.
Kyle killed Peter and consumed his power, and now he's the Treant Protector.
We'll just put Treant in the river.
So what makes Treant
We can grow.
good at the moment?
I think maybe they're trying to match up versus... I would think it's match up versus the Ogre. The Root is decent versus Puck because you can't phase shift. He gets some pretty crazy talents. You regrow all the trees on the map every 3 seconds. That's
At
actually
15, yeah.
It's pretty nuts actually.
You have to get 15 on Treant though.
That is tough.
Is a struggle.
That is tough.
Does
But
that
he
mean
also-
that there's a higher chance to see Timbersaw or something like that? Or is that too gimmicky?
No. I don't think the strategy is.
No.
Guys, we gotta regrow the trees.
We gotta regrow the trees. Dude, but we were testing it. You macro pyre.
Deforestation is a problem, damn it.
Dude, if you macro pyre and you have that talent, it instantly regrows the trees on top of the macro pyre and you can like trap people. It's pretty hysterical.
That is pretty funny.
That's Jakiro's escape move. He throws it into the trees and books it in there, and then the trees grow and block his path. It's like Moses splitting the sea.
The metagame's just changing too quick for me.
I think it's just like tower protector and just a strong laner like to help out the lanes. With
Is that a TA ban I see?
That is a TA ban. There's also an anti-mage ban on the side of compLexity.
Cool beans.
Cool beans. There we go.
The tree.
Dire team banned.
Lone Druid gets banned as well. Do those
whatever.
bans say anything about what evil geniuses might be planning?
They just don't want to I'll let Fog take this one.
They just don't want to get pushed on it. That's what it tells me.
Okay. Makes sense.
And they're leaving the option to have the puck middle, is what the TA ban tells me.
They banned Jug from EG?
They do.
From Cole.
From complexity.
Oh, Cole banned Jug. Yeah,
from EG.
Not the gyrocopter, which is surprising.
Yeah, not the gyro.
10
I'm a bit
seconds remaining.
intrigued by that.
Why do you ban Jug anyway? Like, isn't Tree good versus him because he can control him during the spin? You can't like freely push and TP out.
Yep.
And
Like-
Gyro's good versus Tree. Breaks the tree armor really quickly when you have the barrage levels. Even though he's been going 0-4-4. At least in the start of the game.
Dire team pick.
I don't even think it's like that amazing of an ogre hero. An ogre combo.
Unless it's like Ogre and like Magnetar, then you got issues.
Sure.
Winter Wyvern gets through all the way.
Yeah.
All right.
It's all about banning out the cores for these two teams by the looks of it.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah,
We'll just line up all the heroes in a row here.
I feel like
5 seconds
we're
remaining.
where's the Mirana?
Everyone's saving their cores. Yeah, that's true. I think after that blunder of the Dusa versus Mirana, people are just scared to pick it because it's like, if you don't see the opposing hero, it's like, okay, they pick Quap or Medusa, and you're just like, oh my god, I'm playing Mirana versus Quap or Medusa.
Yeah.
I get hit by Snake, I can't disjoin anything.
That game wasn't on the Mirana.
So how does Treant lane now? Like, what do you do with a Treant in lane?
Well, I was talking to
people.
PPD.
Oh.
He said he likes to just like chain pull and get your levels on the hero, but
The safe lane?
yeah.
So you no longer play like Super Zony? You just zone.
I guess you have like a dark.
I mean,
or
I'm not
something.
too sure. I haven't seen the hero too often since the update. The root gets pretty crazy though. I mean, the talents it's way later, but like you get like the plus duration on your root. I think it's at 20. You get like plus 2 seconds on it, so it's
owns puck.
pretty crazy. Yeah, it really owns puck.
Yeah, but you gotta make it to that late
way
game
later
first.
down
Yeah,
the
it
line.
is.
So that's
You
not
have-
what Cole's theory crafting here. I think they're just going for like tanky.
And they did not ban the Drill Ranger. I want to point that out. Cole didn't point that out.
I don't. I think EG. I mean, they could do it, but it just feels like they used to always do that in the past. But I'm not sure they even want to go that way anymore.
I mean,
do they?
surely they've been running it in scrims or something because they literally, like, every team is banned away in the 4-5. They banned Drill Ranger so many times. Like, I figure it's got to be a thing for them, right?
Or maybe they're just—it's the past. You know, that people are holding on to it.
Where are you,
Razor when you don't see the opposing cores at all. I mean, sure, you can, if people's cold embrace, you get the free static link,
And you can,
and you purge off bloodlust with your passive all the time. I think
you
maybe
can lane in
that's
different
thinking.
places as well.
Yeah,
10
he's
seconds
flexible.
remaining.
But usually you want to see like some like lifesteal or something along those
5
lines when you
seconds
pick up this Razor.
I think because Razor and Viper and these sort of heroes are better safe lane than they used to be, I think it's going to be that they try and match the Razor against the puck like they did with the Viper
Okay,
in that one game.
that's a good point.
Man, isn't it crazy? This game could just be someone who qualifies to $1 million tournament. Just blow your mind.
One game. One computer
hell?
game, Dota 2.
I was just wondering.
Isn't
Didn't
that-
blow your mind, all right.
It's,
Mind blown.
Dire team pick.
It's a
I'm
Luna.
sorry, Cap. That just chump changed to you. My bad. Huh?
don't we cast these sort of games all the time, Grant?
Luna.
I feel like
Just
you've
another
casted a
thing.
number
You.
of
Oh, all right. No,
qualifiers
I was
and
just
some
wondering.
keys.
No, all right.
Luna picked by
You're something else, bud. You've lost it.
All right, that's like a Drill Ranger. I'll take it.
It's really
10
good
seconds remaining.
with Wyvern and Ogre. You got that steroid for the
5
Luna,
seconds
and you've got
remaining.
the save.
It's not super good versus Razor though, right? Like
But you're natural
back in the
Hurricane.
day, like Razor's
Yeah, it's like
pretty good.
Hurricane Pike. You always want to be
Yeah,
near the
he's
back of the
involved.
fight. Like if Razor runs into you, he should die, right?
Yeah, and you have Eclipse. Like Razor needs BKB to walk in. Okay, bat. Grab
Yeah,
it up.
that was my point. Like in mid game BKB, you pop BKB and static link, and Luna just like loses so much power.
Bat Rider. We have not seen much of this hero at all.
Nope.
It's usually
10
banned.
seconds remaining.
Reveals that Jakiro is not an offlaner.
5 seconds remaining.
There's still a small, tiny chance it's a core, but probably not.
Both teams saving their mid for last. Well,
Yep.
EG might have the puck mid. We don't know 100% yet.
Will either team ban the Drow or pick it? You got plenty of range.
EG doesn't want it anymore, surely.
Yeah, I don't think EG wants it.
With the
I don't. It
Luna
doesn't seem
already?
like a Cole hero to me.
Yeah, I don't think it's.
Dire team ban.
I don't think it's.
Is that a life stealer ban? I see.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. What's your guys' favorite taunt in the game?
Jakiro's.
I like Crystal Maiden
You like
building
the
a snowman.
music for Jakiro? Are you serious? Panda.
Panda's a taunt.
Yeah, he rolls around on his barrel.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
dang,
yeah.
his drum. Yeah.
Crystal Maiden makes a snowman. Pretty cool too. With a nice sound too.
I like all the dancing ones. I like Io's music too. Like it just feels like you're like this little glowing ball of garbage just taunting you. Just makes you angry.
That's rude. I don't think I would appreciate being called garbage.
Well,
Yeah, I don't know why you like
my
a
face.
taunt that makes you angry.
It's a companion cube.
Oh yeah.
Because Grant admires any competitive advantage you can get.
Exactly.
Tilting the enemy.
Fair enough.
That's why, yeah, that's why I love Dirge's taunt too. When you didn't know like which way he was walking or casting, that was great when people were abusing it.
It's because
Bon
Grant
M.
doesn't play
Yeah.
Dota. He
I love
watches Dota.
So
All
Nyx
right.
Assassin banned by Cole, so I really want to give the. I mean, Nyx is really good versus Bat, and it's not the same versus Razor because it used to be you mana burn with the Carapace versus the passive and you stun, but now passive's different.
All right,
But
15
yeah, mostly
seconds.
for the Bat.
What are they going for? Someone toss a hero out. Or just wait and hope they pick one before you say something.
I was gonna do the latter. I mean, that's the clever way of doing it.
That's what you're doing.
Alchemist.
I think that they're. Oh, what? It's the Wraith?
It's the king of Wraiths.
Oh my
What a
god.
change up in the drafts. Look at the heroes. Razor, Tree Protector, and Wraith King.
Are we seeing the same two teams?
Wraith King complexity.
So we talked a little bit about Wraith King earlier, about critting creeps, and we're hitting them and one hitting them. Go always be able to farm
you
something.
can just go and at like level 3 or 4, every once you'll just pop into the jungle and hit the big creep a couple times and just hope you get the crit.
Yeah.
Dude,
and
you know
then you
what else?
pop over to your lane again.
There's an eclipse and you just spawn skeletons.
My
God.
Tank
Damn,
the
I wasn't
eclipse with
thinking about
skeletons,
that
dude.
one.
That sounds pretty cool.
Traditionally, Wraith King's been good against Luna because of the reincarnation, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
you're just able to sort of tank face. Now you're even better with skeletons. You're a good pushing hero too. Wow, Baden, a protecting hero.
So it is a
from
mid puck
Luna.
then.
So it is mid puck, off lane of Baden.
Whew.
Where are you at,
Baden able
Abdog?
to remove the sticky stacks as well as the lasso.
What do we think of this?
Interesting.
I think EG's lineup is built entirely around like enabling the Luna, and I think complexity have a lot of pretty good anti-Luna heroes in their cores of Razor and Wraith King. I kind of like Cole, though I don't know if Wraith King's really like I have more faith in Luna strats than Wraith King strats.
It's a bit more. You know what they're gonna do. It's a bit more proven, tried and tested. Grant, prediction. You fair.
I don't know. I agree. I like it. I like the frontliner. I like the Abbott on last pick, especially versus Batrider. So EG.
Shocker.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, whatever.
What are you gonna pick?
Luna can farm Ancients. I think this has been the kills. The kills have been really slow in these games. The kill score. So I think these like heroes that can just flash farm are really going to be important. So I'm going to go EG.
Shocker.
I will say complexity.
All right.
Nice.
I will say EG because for me also the Luna, it's just a little bit more conventional. But let's find out. Is EG gonna just 2-0 sweep and secure their place for the major? Here's OD Pixel and Luminous.
Thank you very much, Chief. Yeah, we're ready for Game 2, the Grand Finals. EG versus Complexity. EG one game away from securing that spot. At the major and classic Complexity style, when everything's up against the wall for them, they pull out another bit of a shocker, something a little different. They have this dual core of the Razor and the Wraith King. Wraith King, a hero that no one is playing, and as far as Complexity are aware, that is one of the requirements that they have when they're looking to draft something a little different. If no one else is doing it, Complexity's sure to be one of the teams to try and make it work.
Are they the hipster of the professional Dota 2 teams?
I think you've got to certainly consider them as that. They're coming through with some fresh stuff every single time we see them play. I mean, let's talk about Lumia. How do you rate the Wraith King? Is it going to be
it at all? So I don't know. I don't know whether he's good or not.
You're not ready for the skeletons?
Yeah, this is going to be a learning experience. Spawning skeleton against Luna Eclipse seems pretty hot.
Could be legit.
Yeah.
It could be legit.
The other
Needs to be.
that I want to bring up real fast is that Limp's playing the Batrider and Moose playing the Razor.
Okay.
I thought your offlane player will be playing the Bat instead. So I find that a little strange.
30 seconds to battle.
Yeah, going to be having some potentially different matchups. We'll see what matchups Complexity are looking to get once the lanes start to take place. As it is, Complexity all down on the bottom, looking for a skirmish if it comes their way, but EG alternately up on the top of the map. They're smoked up.
Ooh,
and won't find anything by the looks of it. compLexity, as I say, on the opposite side of the map to them.
So by the item purchase, they are going to put Batrider on the mid lane. He's got the 2 tangles. And EG has read that perfectly. They will put their Abaddon, which is their best hero against the Batrider, also on the mid lane. So this is something that you, you don't really see.
Yeah, some Universe Abaddon mid. Let's do it. And as you say, well, this is just this is the matchup you're looking for, and compLexity, when they realize this, they're going to be like, goodness, EG, they knew what we wanted to do.
Ooh, Courier Snipe.
And they found the matchups.
Go, Kyle. Don't mess this one up.
Oh.
Boom.
Radiant's courier has been
very nice indeed start for compLexity. We've seen in earlier series how big a Courier Snipe early on can be. And Universe indeed, as you say, having that strength of just being able to remove the napalm with the aphotic shield. Still though, Limp can keep aggressive around it and starts to push him back. Up top, EG running the aggressive tri-lane. RTZ, Fear and Crit straight up against the defensive of Cole, Chesty, Kyle, and C3.
You know what would be really funny here? Because Chesty's going to struggle in this lane, right? He gets to level 2, he levels up Mortal Strike, and he just peace out of the lane and just gives Z-Freak the lane to farm. So honestly, this is not the best lane for the Wraith King to farm as a melee core.
Yeah, because it certainly gets scary once the level 2s are there for EG's lineup. You can definitely run at him. Mid lane, Uni doing a good job of getting the CS in response to Limp as it stands, pretty much even between the two of them. And that leaves this bottom lane. Samu on the solo lane, Razor, and has got a solo matchup, so it shouldn't be too difficult for him at all. It is Sumail, but at the same time, Sumail probably likely to find quite a bit.
Yeah, basically, if Mu ever sees Sumail using that orb to farm, he gets to walk in and start to link up.
And if he's getting lucky and getting that unstable current passive proc on Sumail as well, it's going to make the lane even nicer for him. Up top, Kyle being spotted out. Now chasing him down. Away from the lane, he's ticking down low with the Lucid Beam and the right clicks. Kyle should fall. He'll invest his money, but he's down. RTZ takes the kill, gets to pick up a bounty rune as well on the way back to lane.
I think this game features 4 of the strongest support heroes when it comes to like level 1 fights. Treant, Jakiro are very strong, but so is Wyvern and Ogre. Ogre finds himself haste rune. Is he gonna run in mid? And Batrider's not even mid anymore. Bad is switching the lane. And the question is, will they follow? Universe still has his TP, so he... Oh no, he doesn't. Never mind. Top lane?
Yep, there we go. Talking about the strong level 1 supports. They're making a play in return, and indeed compLexity do grab the kill. Take down Crit. So as you were saying, we're certainly seeing the strengths of both sides. And yes, the question comes in, do they want to move again? They do, look at it. They follow the movement of compLexity. They want to try and get that bat out of the Abaddon lane and into the puck one, but Sumail follows Mu, and Uni, he follows Limp. These two couples, you can't break them apart.
Sumail had a TP on him. He could have either given it to the Abaddon or just poured it in the lane. Surprised to see neither of those options being explored. Jesse looks like he's gonna just maintain in this lane. I guess he's not really worried about dying. It's more so that his supports have to worry. He's got 1 point and 1 zombie stored up.
Yeah, they're gonna make a go at him. He comes maybe a little bit too far. And he is not surviving this one. Chesty comes out when there is no support backup near, and the supports, I believe, checking out the pull and such. They were not in no position at all to help out there. So a bit of a misplay and a massive misstep from Chesty ends up costing his life on the top lane.
Also, Living Armor is a pretty poor defensive ability in this game. Both Arctic Burn as well as Ignite. Takes it off very quickly. Kyle doesn't even have his skill yet, but down the stretch, I'm not sure how much Living Armor is going to do.
Kyle will lay into fear a little bit, but won't be able to chase. Again, the movements from compLexity once more as they bring Limp back to the mid lane so we can get the matchup against the puck. And they send Mu back down bottom on the Razor so we can get that matchup against the Abaddon. Sumail does have 7 sticky napalm stacks on him, but he's got the orb up. We'll be able to jump it away. And musical lanes once more. Universe back to the mid lane. He says, I'm going to go against the bat. Sumail going to go against the Mu. The Mu Razor. Top lane, RTZ. Ticking down very low. Woodtail with a Lucid Beam. Chesty puts the stick charges. Still surviving for now. Can't get away though. 1-for-1 trade. Both carries going down.
The zombies are attacking. They're actually doing quite a bit of extra damage.
It's a decent amount early on. In goes the army. Looking to attack onto crit. For compLexity, they do find the 2 kills in return for the 1. Jesse will see where it heads now. And oh, wait, so compLexity, they then moved again.
Yeah.
These, I've lost count of the times that these two have switched around. Limp and Moo, Sumail and Universe. And Limp giving Sumail a good old rundown once again. I mean, you can see why they're trying to get Sumail away from this bat lane. But compLexity, I mean, you know what he's saying. Do you want to swap again, boys? He's sort of heading over.
They'll shrine first, I think.
So many times as this switch ever happened. I don't think I've ever seen a lane change as much as it has in the first 5 minutes of game, just to try and avoid a certain matchup. I mean, it's working. You look at the CS of the 4 of those heroes moving around, it's pretty much neck and neck. You know, 22, 22, 24, 25 on those 4. Up top, Fear, finding out Kyle. Crit and Arteezy with the chase again. Kyle will be an easy... What's that? Easy pops the stick charges, and he's got the shrine. Not going to get the chance to pop it, though.
He was also so close to actually getting into his stream biz, but he decided to attack out of it.
And very convenient the times that they're able to find the fight. And look, again. They move again. Limp's back to the mid. Sumail's got it. Okay. Universe will TP back to base. I think he's going to end up walking down the mid lane. Sumail's got a TP if wants to go back down. Oh, look, Cole, they're plenty ahead of it. I mean, Limp picks up a DD. Where's he going to head?
No, he's
going back mid.
Switching the lane. Come on.
I think, dude, Sumail's going to go bottom again. I mark my words. He's got a TP.
All right.
Maybe not this time. Yeah, the Universe is making the walk back down there. Maybe they'll just accept it as it is and know that compLexity are not going to give up and are going to continue to chase down this matchup. But as we see, Sumail, he gets pressured back by this bat. It's not nice. I'm sure he's shouting at Unisec, please, one more. Can we swap the lanes once more? Up top, Chesty being gone on. He should go down. Lucid Beam finishes him off. Fear going for the TP out in the midst of the chaos. Will make it. Crit as well. TP's back to safety. Mood trying to chase down Arteezy. He doesn't quite have the speed to do so. They will get away with the kill, EG. Sumail have to be careful in the mid lane. Kyle is there, hanging around on the side of the tree line.
There's no way to kill him, right?
Unless he uses the orb aggressively.
Alright, maybe really he did orb aggressively.
He did orb, yeah, and he is going to have to jump away to it. 4 stacks on him. Limp's going to try for the chase down with the Firefly.
Okay.
Dreamcall actually gets Swift. I don't know if Limp can get it. It looks like Sumail's a little too far away now.
Him. Here comes EG.
They're going to look to maybe try and turn if Limp gets a little too aggressive. Both supports coming into that mid lane. And now, in fact, Jesse, he's going to take a turn and switch in lanes. He says, this top lane, it's an absolute disaster. I want to come and try and farm down on the bottom.
I mean, can't Chester just jungle is my...
I mean, the thing is, jungling nowadays, it's not great, Lumi.
Yeah, but he one-shot creeps.
This is true. But if the RNG's there, I mean, the percentage chance is pretty low in it. What is it with level 1? It's not great.
The thing is, I don't think...
9%, Lumi. I mean, it's not great.
I mean, I don't think he was getting a lot of farm up top either.
This is true. 9% is better than no percent.
He's got 30 CS, you know, at the top lane, but 10 behind the Luna. And Luna is just wrecking him.
Yeah, Arteezy's finding all the farm out of this top lane. Moo is going to try and make a go on it, but they'll turn with the Eclipse, and Moo always made a mistake. They turn straight onto him. They turn towards Z-Freak. Z-Freak being brought down low. Fear finds the Fire Blast. Stick charges will by Z-Freak sometime. Fear looking to try and get the vision for Arteezy to land that final Lucent Beam. Should do the job. He finds Z-Freak. Z-Freak surely is going down. Living Armor's buying him some time with the heal as well for the Leech Seed, and it will be enough to allow him to turn around for Arteezy. They do punish the Luna for diving in deep, and they'll claim Fear as well as Chesty comes through with the TP. Meanwhile, Limp dives, gets the kill on Sumail.
This is a bloodbath.
It absolutely is. 7 for 6. Some crazy stuff here in the NA Regional Grand Finals, and we wouldn't have it any other way.
That Liquid Fire Joe Breath combination made Arteezy's attack speed so slow he couldn't get off those like final couple of right clicks to get the kill.
Moo back to his round on taking a turn down on the bottom lane. Up against Uni.
I already forgot who started which lane.
I did. Arteezy's now down bottom.
Yeah.
9 minutes in, and it has to be the most lane switches I've ever seen in a competitive game in the laning stage. It's crazy. And Moo, is he going to expect this?
Dire's middle tower
he is backing up. Crit, trying to chase, but Moo, yeah, should be fine, just far enough out of it. And he's going to sort of ask the question like, hey, weren't you guys up top a second ago? RTZ's down here. Definitely overall, the whole lane switching, it is favoring the fact that there is that pretty significant difference between the farm on Chessie and the farm on RTZ.
I think everyone overall this game just has no farm because of all the lane switching. This has got to be one of the lowest CS in game, which I think slightly favors complexity. Maybe not, like because EG's heroes could farm ancients and neutrals faster.
And they're getting a lot of objectives as well. You know, they're putting pressure onto these towers early on with the pushing power of the Luna. 4 heroes down bottom on EG. Complexity trying to slow this down. And it's not going to be successful from Cole. They've got to let this tier 1 go. EG should claim the tower. More money to the bank of RTZ. And the boys, Artur gets the final touch as well.
Look at that top lane though. Chessie's popping them skeletons.
Yeah, they're doing the work. TP in from RTZ. He's at his time down bottom. Wishes to return back to his original lane. And he'll be there to clean out this push.
Chessie was trying so hard to chop down that siege unit with his 9%. And he just can't proc it. Oh man.
How's Lim doing? Interesting for Lim. Going for the boots to travel first on the bat this game. I mean, with the way that the lanes have been switching up as they are, I'm not surprised.
No, he's
been TPing has been the aim of the game so far. Reacting to the moves of EG.
Bo3 used to go for the BOT bat a lot, and the idea behind that is you get to farm in the enemy jungle very quickly, and then still be a threat on the map and assist in ganks. We'll see if that's going to be the way that Lim's going to play it. He's really the only player Bo3 was that did the BOT build, and he was moderately successful. Granted, he was on Cloud 9, so they lost a lot of games, but not his fault, I guess.
Lim.
Oh,
found Junie. He's a little deep here. He does have the bots, but with the threat of a Dream Coil, he can't really TP out at all. He's going to get surrounded. He'll try and Firefly away, but I mean, as you say, maybe trying for the Bo3 strat.
Very good cosplay of Bo3.
Yeah, I was going to say. Goes for jungling, ends up dying.
Oh, good stuff.
Who wore them best? Bot spam, getting punished.
Chessie, anciently now. That's the cool thing that this hero can do. Look at him go.
Look at those skeletons. Look at the army.
Why didn't he do this since minute 1?
I mean, you got to build the charges up. But I mean, it's early. Yeah, there's the crit. Percentage getting better as it levels up. Bottom lane move, trying to move it on to crit. Sees the Eye of the Storm. And we'll hold back move the Winter's Curse. Not wanting to be chased down by the Razor. Kyle getting some space at the top lane. Decent levels on this Trent. Level 8. Universe turns it. Bit of a rundown. No detection on Uni, so can't really commit for that one. But does force Kyle out of the lane. RTZ has the Dragon Lance. Looking to finish straight up into the Hurricane Pike. Kyle says that's mine. Waltzes over, grabs the bounty. Back to safety.
Wyvern.
There's no safety for crit. Immediately giving them the rundown. They should be able to find that tier 1 tower as well. Complexity down on the bottom with the pushing power of Mu, and indeed they do. Towers down, Universe and RTZ looking for the trade up top. They've got the Eclipse. If Cole do look for the fight, RTZ can try and turn.
Chessie's got Reincarnation. This is going to be a pretty good fight.
Yeah, with the mass numbers coming in, EG, they've got to get out of here. They are going to find the stun on Toga Magi. They're getting chased. Indeed, the Skeleton Army hot onto him. Fear, I don't think he's getting out of this one. He's not. That's one down. Universe is well in trouble. He's got the borrowed time. Crit coming in. Lasto's there to control Universe, drag him away from his teammates. And with that complexity, they'll take down the Abaddon as well. Getting themselves 2 kills. The Splinter Blast, bringing complexity down very low. Should say, though, Chessie still has the Reincarnate. EG unable to re-engage. And Samael is just using this opportunity to push mid. Didn't have a TP scroll, unfortunately, for the side. But at the same time, he'd probably do better to avoid those fights for now, as he's very, very close to the Blink Dagger. Having that finish before he tries to turn up and turn those situations around is going to be the best play for him.
You know, I never really considered those skeletons that he summons for actual any like fighting capability, but this early in the game, they actually do crunch surprisingly hard. Yeah.
The psychological damage as well is massive. I mean, they're skeletons. They're pretty damn spoopy.
Oh, Sumail might go down here, using the Orpher to kill Sumail, dropping a little bit of Eclipse comes through, getting a lot of it blocked though by the living armor.
Yeah, living armor. It's going to save him.
Plot armor, easy. By the way, Kyle also picked up a Midas.
Oh.
Position 5 Midas. He has a level. He has a 10% CDR talent at level 10. So if he picks that one up, that Midas.
I mean, either way, 35% XP game with the Midas is going to be nice as well.
Yeah, very good talent.
We'll see what he takes. Living Armor, making these sieges a little trickier for EG's Universe. Starts to try and beat down onto the Tier 1 tower. Not really too much he can do on his own. That Living Armor keeping the tower safe.
All right, I'll get super hyped if Kyle takes his 3-second tree respawn time talent. Oh, man.
Save the trees, Matt.
We'll see. It just seems terrible, but you know, this is complexity.
I mean, what's the other one at 15?
90 damage. I mean, you can actually farm.
Yeah, that's a good bit of damage. Here's what we had the panel talking about. Arteezy on the Luna, very easily able to clean the Ancients. He's got a decent stack up for him, and unlikely that complexity are going to do anything about this. They've got the sentry down, EG, so they know that complexity don't have vision on this, and that Arteezy can take it pretty safely without having to worry about anyone coming in for a bit of action.
Joke's on Arteezy. Chesley's been farming Ancients like 10 minutes ago.
Those skeletons,
dude.
Who needs glaives when you got an undead army?
Of course, not in the same rate, but that's it seems like that's what Fog's focusing on the panel. Who could farm the Ancients faster?
On mid lane, the magic of Treant. That Tier 1 tower was at half health a minute ago. Living Armor doing its stuff. Back up to full health. Arteezy takes the attack speed, and the sort of little bit of an unorthodox build on the back continues. After the bots, Lim picks up the Hood of Defiance.
Okay. Good against the Eclipse. Well, I mean, there's a ton of magic damage on the EG.
Top lane, complexity take the Tier 1 tower. And he takes, you mentioned it, 10% cooldown reduction with the Midas.
Oh,
that's efficiency.
That's a nice law moment.
Yeah.
That's a position 5. So I do want to point out that right now we have Abaddon going for the Lotus Orb, which, I mean, makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of single target spells to reflect. At the same time, by him going for this utility build, I am worried who is really going to output the damage.
We're still on Alto.
Yeah, and maybe a little bit from the puck. But the side of complexity, they're on all 5 heroes are extremely tanky, and you got to kill the Wraith King twice. So as much as I like the Lotus Orb, I was kind of hoping to see Universe going for a Midas into a Radiance build up on his own, but that won't be the case here.
I mean, I think with definitely the way that Arteezy's been playing recently, you could definitely rely on him to be the sort of the sole massive carry, and just have him as your lone damage dealer, and any way that you can keep him alive is going to be huge. That Lotus Orb's going to do a lot, you know, because all these fights, Arteezy's trying to get in on the front lines with the use of the Eclipse, with the static link causing issues for that. If you get that Lotus Orb on him beforehand, you know, suddenly the static link's going to do nothing. You're only going to steal back what's being stolen, and he can afford to charge in and do a considerable amount of damage at this stage with the Lunar Blessing. Mid lane, Sumail jumps in, he has the Dream Coil. Arteezy's coming through as well. TP reactions are coming in, but the Eclipse is already out. Moo getting brought down low, and he's out of it. Moo's gone, the TPs will be cancelled, as EG can put the pressure onto the Tier 1 tower. Living Armor's going to be back up. Let's see if Carl just want to throw it into the mid lane. Nah, he doesn't need to for now. They've got the fortification. Lim trying to see if he can get a look in for a lasso opportunity. Chesley's there as well, and in fact, they're doing their best to try and hold off this push from EG, and it's working. Complexity turn up in numbers, EG respected with the Eclipse and Dream Coil already expended, and they back away. And with that Tier 1 still standing, if you live in armors, it's going to be back up to full health. EG had to really commit if they want to try and take some towers at this stage with the Treant in the game.
Yeah, Complexity is looking like mightily powerful under that Tier 1, and now with the Eclipse down, Complexity, it's their turn to go. Limp, smoke breaks, so he sees Fear. That should be a very easy kill.
Oh, Fit. He's a little AFK here, and he's going to pay the price. Lasso drags him back into the 3 of them with the Ice Path, the magical damage from Z-Freak. Fear's gone.
All right, make them skeletons. Is he going to summon them?
He wants to. It doesn't need to by this Tier 1 tower. Fortification will come through. And Complexity stand their ground, and they'll take the tower. No sort of a defense coming out from EG straight away. Kyle, interesting that after the Midas he's queued up the Blink Dagger. Very useful for finding those good ults in the team fights early on. As we talked about, that route can be very, very nice to get against the puck and such. Ooh, talking about Carlo, he's been found out. We'll have to pop the ult to try and hold them back. Jesse leaning forward, trying to buy some space for the Treant to get out of there with the Wraith Fire Blast onto the Luna. And in fact, with if it's proccing, he should be fine. Walks away from the trees, continues to run top lane. Samel tried to get in onto Z3, but he's getting punished for this one. Limp knocks him back with the flame break. Samel trying to escape with the orb. They've got enough damage and control. One more phase shift, buying some time. Universe will end up catching out Kyle. And now with Crit turning up, he has the setup onto the bat. That's charging forward. Arteezy Hurricane Pikes in. Limp trying to hide in the tree line, but EG, they're diving in. They're diving deep. They'll find the Jakiro. They should get the bat as well as Samel blinks forward, has the shutdown. They take the 3 kills. And with 3 heroes out of the game, no Treant, no living armor to worry through, EG can get an easy tier 1 from this top lane.
Jesse's trying his best to push bottom and put a little pressure, but compLexity really... I mean, I think the Treant was a fine death, even though I think he could have survived, but losing 2 more up on the top lane, that was a pretty unlucky break for compLexity. And now they're going to, off of those 2 mistakes, that was like a 4K goal swing as two towers went down for the side of compLexity. And losing tower when you have a Treant on your team is pretty bad. Looks like they will hold the tier 2 top. So only 1 tower going down. And Arteezy back up to ancient farming.
Universe picks up a blade mail on the Abaddon. So it's going to be even big. Actually did change his mind, didn't end going for the Lotus Orb.
Okay.
Does decide to focus on himself being able to do more, charging in on the front.
Yeah, I like that choice a lot more. Jesse picks up Mask of Madness and Blink now, so he is looking to be fight ready.
Taking the 15 strength over the 5 back skeletons. the army will not be growing today.
I mean, that talent is so memey. Because when 14 skeletons aren't enough, I don't know. You really need 28.
Let's see what the next play is for EG. I think they're going to be happy with the state of the game, though. Arteezy is breaking far ahead in farm. And no amount of skeletons are sort of closing the gap for Jesse. He's 3k behind that of Arteezy's Luna. Very hard to keep up with the speed that Arteezy's been taking these Ancients.
Again, it's just Arteezy, right? Because after him, the rest of EG is falling relatively far behind.
This is true, yeah.
Yeah.
Samel a little bit behind his counterpart. Well, actually, no. Actually, Limp, they're pretty much neck and neck. But yeah, it's the fact that the Razor, you know, Moo, who started on that off lane,
yeah,
he's sitting in a very good place when it comes to the farm. He's got the BKB complete. He's ready to charge into the fight.
Don't forget about Kyle with that Midas. I mean, this game, it looks like it's going to be slow and long, and he is looking to set up on the top lane. If they could get a static lane,
he's got Moo there as well.
They should have vision.
Here we go. Kyle has got the eyes on him, but Arteezy does have backup. And in fact, Jesse, he's been gone on jump forward. Oh, indeed. He pops the Manta. Arteezy's going to be fine. Samel comes in with the silence there, looking towards Jesse. Winter's Curse comes through, holding back this BKB'd Razor, but Moo still gets the static link off onto Arteezy. He's dragged back by the lasso. Limp had the control, and Arteezy's down. Moo picking up the double as they take Samel as well. They've got the Ice Path onto Universe, chasing him down. Phil will be fortunate with the TP just in time before the Wraith Fire Blast connects. Universe goes for the TP out as well. So EG will limit the casualties, but they lose 2 massive cores. Both Samel and Arteezy going down. Big plays there. Moo getting the BKB off in time, meaning that even despite what looked to be a pretty fantastic Winter's Curse, it wasn't enough to save the lineup. The Eye of the Storm was already out. The static link was there as well from Moo, heavily limiting what Arteezy could get done in the fight. And off the back of those 2 kills, they'll get an easy Roshan unless EG can go for some amazing sort of sniper play. Universe is trying to head forward, but he's not going to be able to get himself stuck in. They take down Roche. Moo picks up the Aegis, and now in fact they're looking to try and get Uni. His ult's still on cooldown for 10 seconds. He will pop the Blade Mail, but Jesse Manzo trying to cut through. Looks like the buff will be enough to get this one out of there. They're looking to turn, jump forward onto Jesse. They'll be able to bring him down. He didn't have the Aegis, so he's gone. And Samel with this Dream Coil, looks like they may even be able to get more out of it. Kyle tries for the TP out. He's not going to make it because Arteezy heads forward with Vengeance and the Eclipse to beat down compLexity. And Moo's just left to run away with that Aegis. He will keep it on him. But EG striking back hard after a failed fight up in the jungle of compLexity and losing Roshan to compLexity.
Yeah, this is going to be a very important tier 1 tower. I'm not sure if they could poke down to the tier 2. Firefly will get laid down in between these 2 towers to protect it. But big victory here. Kyle jumping in very aggressively after Abaddon, which is probably the toughest kill on the EG squad, and was very punished for it. But in that last team fight, as I was pointing out, if you do a 4 protect 1 strategy, it doesn't matter even if they can't kill RTZ very quickly. Just the amount of chain stunning control they laid on him. If you control the Luna, who's actually doing the damage? It was a very good curse, it was a very good coil, but you need Artor to actually be right-clicking. So that is the big danger when you put so much farm on one carry.
Yeah, absolutely. You lose RTZ, you lose the fight, as it would seem at the moment. Unique takes the missed core damage over the extra armor, and have we seen Kyle? Has he hit level 15 on the tree? Yep, nearly yet. So we'll see what he takes. Does he take the punch, or does he decide to save the trees?
I don't know. I don't know what saving the trees is good for, but you know, I guess environment would be the obvious answer, but
still very close as it stands. 15 to 12. EG still having this very, very stacked Luna. Cole looking for the place. The smoke up does get scanned out immediately by EG. So they know that the movement's inbound. Fear trying to position himself in a way that would tank the gank, and indeed it looks like he will do so. They'll jump straight onto him. EG, that was the plan all along. They knew a movement was coming in. If they had to lose someone, Fear nobly offers himself up to compLexity and will lose his life for it.
Yeah, it's an overall very low value gank. Even if they got, let's say, a puck or something like that, or maybe a bigger core, they really can't push off of it. The creep waves are too pushed. There's no Roshan to be taken as an objective, so I think compLexity was just looking for a very big kill. Like maybe they could luck out and get Luna, but unfortunately they only got the ogre.
He's hit 15. He's not dropped a skill point yet into one of the talents, so he's probably like, which one do I get?
Neither, because they're both.
Oh, no, he takes
good.
the damage. I mean, the damage is the.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been doing so much neutrally. That makes sense.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the other one is a bit of a meme. 90 damage is it's a fair bit of a punch if he gets his hands on evil geniuses. See what the plan is next. Is EG of Universe queuing up for completing the full pipe next to the lineup. Sumail working towards that Aghanims, more than halfway there. That one have a pretty nice effect. We'll see what else Chessie doing on the Rage King.
Just farming, jungling it up.
MKB.
Yeah.
Okay, so not getting a BKB for himself this game.
Playing around the solid crest of crits. And this is where a very slow pacing game, this is where Treant gets really strong. He basically plays pretty much like a bounty hunter. And I hope he goes for the Aghanims. I feel like this kind of pacing this is where Axe really takes over. You could, of course, get vision, but also take farm away from the enemy jungle.
Yep. It's on the hunt. Okay, at least he's just looking to try and stop this push coming through for those illusions that RTZ is pressuring with. RTZ very close to having completed Butterfly.
Oh, look at the skeletons. Go, go, go.
Easy tier 2 for Cole. I will put Chessie closer and closer to having the MKB done. Moo's Aegis expiring. Finishes the S and Y on top of the BKB. So fair bit of stats on this Moo Razor. Nothing quite yet himself to allow him to get any sort of true strike through onto RTZ. The evasion do a lot for Artor. Doesn't have a BKB, and as we've seen, you can't underestimate the damage that this Jakiro can kick out.
Yeah, he's relying a lot from his allies to heal him, and they do have a lot of supportive abilities, starting with the Abaddon kit. But there's like, you know, Cold Embrace, there are Glimmer Cape, Solar Crest, things like that. The biggest problem is that none of them actually deal very well against the static, and that will be the ultimate counter. You'll need to get a bunch of Force Staffs to push that Luna away from me.
See what they can do. Here again, compLexity. They keep invading EG's jungle. They seem unable to really find an opening to make a jump. They see Universe in the mid lane, but of course, Honest Abaddon, not the hero at all that they want to jump on. They just seem unable to hunt down Arteezy at all, and Arteezy is just continuing to increase this lead that he has, as he is absolutely huge. Level 20.
They were looking to gank Limp up top. His Firefly is about to run out. It does run out here. Blink Dagger on cooldown, Swell Coil will be available.
They've got the stud up with the Yules.
Yeah.
And with Arteezy's damage, it should be a very easy kill indeed. Limp not getting out of that one. Arteezy doing so much with that butterfly. Bottom lane, Cole. Still have Kyle soaking up the XP, keeping this lane push through. Chessie does have the MKB complete. If they can get Chessie on top of Arteezy, they do have a chance of having the damage to take down that Luna, but it's still going to be hard with the Manta in play in such a lot of ways that Arteezy can get away, and as you say, with the supportive capabilities that EG's lineup has around that position 1. It makes it very hard for compLexity to actually get a lockdown onto Arteezy. With that in mind, EG know that they're safe to go for the high ground, force out the fortification, maybe even more. Mu just popping the Eye of the Storm, trying to push and pull the creeps away from this.
They can't lose that tier 3. Living Armor
look at the
has already
speed
been
that it's
used.
going down.
Giving up a free tier 3.
It's
Rax
getting
is open.
absolutely destroyed. Where's the team? Where's everyone? Chessie will jump forward. They do get the static link onto Arteezy, chasing down. It all comes through. They are going to stun up this Mu. In fact, Mu, he's in so much trouble. Arteezy's damage is too much for Razor to deal with. They'll lose the Razor. They'll lose the reincarnation on Chessie. It'll be able to blink out. It's just too much of a push. Limp's going to come in with the lasso, try and drag Arteezy out of it all. They do have the stun. Arteezy gets the Eclipse off though, and compLexity just dying in the base. Arteezy forced away, Chessie to fall. Arteezy stays alive. He's just too damn big. The way that EG's played this game, getting this Luna so far ahead of everyone else on the lineup of compLexity, means that we're at a point where they can just go down a lane and compLexity have no answer at all for this power of push.
Well, they didn't even try to answer it. They allowed EG to take the tier 2 for free. That's fine, you're not going to defend the tier 2, but they also allow them to take the tier 3 for free. I just felt like compLexity's hero just responded way too slowly. As a Treant team, you just make sure you stay behind your tower, you protect your high ground, and you should be fine. And of course, I think that team fight was actually won by Sumail's Aghanim Scepter as well.
Yeah.
His Scepter...
We saw the stun on the Razor.
Yeah, and he basically had BKB on, and it was like, what, 9 second, 10 second BKB, and just died. Yeah, so it was huge, huge play.
And off the back of that fight, Arteezy, he's a few hundred away from having a completed Satanic.
This net worth bar on Arteezy looks like he's playing Alchemist or something. It is crazy.
They just haven't been able to deal with the Luna at all. And the Wraith King, sure, it's a fun pick, but it's not a pick that's going to be able to farm anywhere near the same rate as a Luna. And we are absolutely seeing that in the difference in numbers at this stage.
Well, Roshan will be the next point of contention. Reincarnation's back up.
I think you're going to need more than 2 lives to be able to have a chance this game.
Now that I'm looking at Wraith King's talents, it's pretty terrible considering that I don't think anybody's going to take his skeletons very seriously.
I mean, maybe that's the mistake, Lumi.
Should have taken the
they
plus 5.
Should have taken the +5 max skeletons.
And then now at level 20, you get the +30 skeleton attack damage.
I think that's what they'll take away from this game.
That seems absolutely atrocious. But Luna says, thanks for the free farm. Maybe that's why Arteezy's so rich. He's farming all them skeletons.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I don't know, man. How do they kill this Luna? I mean, you say compLexity. They have to respond as a full 5-man if that push comes through. And they just could not afford to lose Rax. I mean, already being down a set, they don't have the best way to sort of shove the lane out in the same matter as a hero like Luna does. Universe invading. Did have the sentry down, so they do have eyes on him. They're trying to make a bit of a go for it, but the rest of EG's inbound. And with that in mind, compLexity, they have to be very careful how they group up. Move past the BKB, but he's held back by the Winter's Curse. Universe still alive, hasn't even lost the borrowed time. He's still got that available. Sumail pots down the Dream Coil onto 2. Arteezy ready to fight with the Eclipse. Charging forward, ripping through compLexity. Move's going to go down. They'll lose the Reincarnate on Chessie. And EG, they're ready to go for round 2 for sure. They'll look towards Chessie. They do lose the Wyvern. They do lose Sumail, but they're buying back. EG knows this could be the fight to end the game and to get them through to the Major.
I came here for a battle.
As Chessie is down for 70 seconds. Moo on the retreat. EG hot on the chase. They won't be able to get the catch onto this Razor, but those buybacks coming out straight away from EG. They know that Roshan's up. They can back up, they can take Rosh, grab the Aegis and cheese, and then they could look to close this one off.
Yeah, very good play from Arteezy in that last team fight. Got static linked up, Crit backed him up with a curse, and then he just force-staffed down the river, getting away from the link. The BKB ran out, and then he just let his ult rip, and that was pretty much it. compLexity has technically a lot of control on paper, but they use a ton of them on the Abaddon, which is probably the worst person you want to throw it on.
I think that whole fight, Universe's ult didn't even get propped. It was... It's not great. It's not great if you're compLexity. As EG's lineup just looking infinitely stronger now. It may only be a 6k gold lead, but just the fact that so much of that money is on Arteezy. As well as, you know, you look at compLexity's lineup, it's just the fact that it's more split up. Sure, Z-Freak and Kyle have a decent amount of farm, but what's he going to do at this stage of the game? They'll jump forward onto Artur, but he's got the Aphotic Shield, just rips through the tier 3s, and now with the racks exposed, the Glaives are just bouncing around, bringing them down low. They do take Arteezy down once. Can they do it a second time? Again, this Dream Coil stun holding back move through the BKB. Arteezy's back for round 2. The Winter's Curse catches 4 of them. They turn, cut down Limp, their own teammate. Kyle's down as well. They're down to compLexity without buyback. Chessie getting ripped to shreds by Arteezy. compLexity, they're falling to pieces. EG, they're going for the game. They can smell the Major. They're about to make it through, knocking Cole out in this grand finals 2-0 as Cole fight to the bitter end. But what does it matter? It's game over. GG, well played is called, and Evil Geniuses will be your winner of the North American Regional Qualifiers for the DreamHack Major. They've made it, Lumi.
Congratulations.
And absolutely deserved as well. They really pulled it together in this series. This was, you know, without a doubt, an absolutely top of the world performance from Evil Geniuses. There was no messing about. compLexity, they did try something a little different in this game too, this very important game, of course, and it did not work out. The Wraith King felt incredibly underwhelming.
Yeah, he did. And also, I don't feel like compLexity executed what they wanted to do. I felt like they made a ton of mistakes, especially when it came to base defense.
Yeah.
But yeah, really like this new look on EG. You know, it used to be Sumail carrying from the mid position, but it's good to see.
And it still sometimes is, to be fair.
Sometimes it is, but they're definitely putting a lot more weight on Arteezy's shoulder, and he's delivering.
He is.
Yeah.
He is. And sometimes in the past, you know, I remember you see Arteezy have a rough patch. This is Arteezy playing at 100%.
Yeah.
There's no messing around from this boy. He's getting his head down, he's focusing on the game, and he's doing some pretty incredible stuff with the backup of EG. And they made it. They did it. They knock out compLexity in this grand finals 2-0. And guys on the panel, they did it. Grant, they did it. EG, would you have thought?
I mean, what I tell you, the best team in the world. I didn't want to say it before the series, but I mean, they proved it for me.
They did indeed.
Hello?
Hello?
You guys there?
They definitely proved that they are the best team.
Thanks, guys. Great cast.
Cool.
Thanks, Owen. Thanks, Lumi.
We already have the balloons. We have our finalists. We have our champion of the North American region, EG. They make it to the Major. They join Newbie, Infamous, as well as Secret. So we already have 4 teams. Only 4 teams remaining as well. 1 to Southeast Asian, 3 European/CIS.
Yep, feels like the patch just did EG well, right? We saw him at the Major and all that. Didn't honestly look that hot. I mean, obviously this is just a qualifier to a Major, but 2-0 on Cole twice, or I guess 2-1 and 2-0 on Cole twice is a pretty big thing.
Long day for Cole.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, and that's a sad ending for a long day.
Yeah.
Rough, man.
That is, they started at 7 p.m. for us, and it's now 3.
Is it just me, or were they kind of grasping that last?
That Wraith King,
Spectre, and a Wraith King. Like neither one of those heroes has been proven for this patch.
I mean, that last game too, they picked what? I mean, the tree actually. I think Kyle had a pretty good showing.
He did work.
Yeah, he did a good amount of work.
I think tree is like relatively tried and tested for this patch.
But then they switched it up, right? We hadn't. I don't think we hadn't seen Bat Rider, we hadn't seen Tree, and we hadn't seen Razor at all in these NA qualifiers, right?
We saw
Razor.
Did we see Razor?
We saw Razor.
We
I think we saw one Bat Rider maybe. But
yeah, Bat Rider's been relatively ignored. It just, I mean, I guess, I mean, they're losing to EG, right? Maybe they just didn't figure anything out. You have to try something, right? Like, you don't just want to keep doing the same thing over and over if it's losing.
How come they didn't pick a ancient farming hero though?
I mean, Wraith King came, but not.
I mean, you're memeing, but it's a good question. Why did
we got a call?
Hey, we got a call. I believe we are talking to Fear. Hey, Fear.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing quite good. Congratulations on your series. Congratulations on making it to the major.
Thank you very much.
So, so how are you guys feeling? How are you guys feeling about yourself? About the progress you made the last couple of months or so? Hello?
Hello?
Fear, are you still there?
Yes.
We lost him.
We lost Fear?
Grant is channeling Fear right now.
I feel him.
We're not channeling. We're not channeling Fear. I hope we get Fear back in a bit.
I think he got tired from casting Bloodlust for 2 hours.
I'm not
It's sinking down.
What?
Oh my god.
It's a celebration.
Hurry, before we waste that good helium, let me see that. Shit, it's still good.
Got him.
Dude, that's like a... That's some real itch.
We lost Fear, guys.
Oh, man.
He's pulling the classy. He's like, yeah, I'll do the interview. Whoops, my internet went down.
Well, I mean, he's...
he'll come back, possibly.
He'll come back, but I think, you know, as a team, I think they can be very happy. I mean, it's a rough region as well, right? So making it to the major is huge.
I think they showed good prowess. They understand the pace of the games. Everything was so slowed down in these games. It felt like this one had a bit more kills, a bit more all over the place, but yeah, just... that able to snowball farm, I think, was just massive in these games with Bloodlust.
And I think Grant, you mentioned earlier today that you felt like watching EG, you kind of felt like they were discovering the patch and learning as they went in the series. I think overall today, it definitely showed as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's like, it's kind of a meme at this point, but having ancient farming here, you almost have to, like, regular neutrals are just garbage, and ancients are still, like, so easy to get so much gold from. You just go to a lane and then boom, you win one team fight, you farm ancients, you take Roshan. It's like the game just swaps right there.
I think it's also they had natural like tower pusher, right?
Get the hell
while on the other they had a natural tower pusher while on the other side compLexity didn't really have it too much.
Yeah.
Right, they had Wraith King, and I mean they tried to push towers, but it wasn't as fast. I mean, EG ran a 4 protect 1 though. Hadn't seen that in a while.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It was such a happy balloon, you know, just floating
just
about.
killed it, dude. It was pretty hype.
That balloon was the green wall right there.
The
first
was the green wall.
The fall of the balloons.
They fell a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
Good to see him. Good to see him at a major for sure. Again, I mean, we saw him at the last one, but it just didn't seem like, I mean, they really knew what they were doing at that point this time. I mean, obviously, it's still, what, 2 weeks away or so? We still don't even know half the teams.
Sad to not see Cole though, honestly. Yeah. I think that they've shown pretty good improvements throughout this entire last couple months with the new roster, with the two brothers.
For sure. Who would you say are the top 3 in NA now? Oh.
Hey, I believe we might have Fear back. Hey, Fear.
Call.
Hey, do you hear me now?
Yes, we do.
I have no idea what just happened.
That's okay. That's okay.
It's not working.
Hey, Fear.
Right, I'm back.
As a captain, what do you think about those 3 bans per team?
I think it's nice because like you get to identify what a team wants to play, and it opens up like more avenues for picking certain strategies. So it gives you more options because if you come in with like a predetermined idea, you're able to like kind of like map out with the bands like what you want to do. So it gives new flavor, which Captain Mode's desperately needed for a long time now.
All right.
Yeah, were you surprised those last 2 games, the last picks by compLexity, a Spectre and a Wraith King? Were you surprised to just like see those heroes kind of out of nowhere?
The Wraith King made a little sense to me, I suppose, against the Luna, but I mean, it was not an ideal pick, I would say. And the Spectre, I mean, I had no idea they picked that hero. That seemed like complete garbage that game, but
Same, that's what we said.
Right?
What do you think about the Wraith King then? It was just no.
I mean, like I said, they tried to make their tri-lane strong, and I guess it's okay against Luna because you pop a big cooldown, so it made some sense to me.
Did you enjoy clicking Bloodlust for 2 hours?
Yeah, man, it's quite the life, you know?
Hey, at least
yellow people do not dive and cast some Bloodlust, it's quite chill.
That sounds like the dream.
Fear, now that you're back to playing, looking back on your time as a coach, do you feel like you learned anything, maybe about some of the players on your team, maybe about just being a captain for a team? Like, do you feel like your time as a coach helped you out at all?
That's a tough one, because I think I pretty much knew all these players already for the most part. I've played on a team with them at some point. It helped me in ways as far as like captaining, because it helped me, like, I used most of my time as a coach to be able to like help with the draft and kind of think about the game and put strategies together. So on that end, it helped me transition pretty well to like being a drafter. But as far as like helping the players and, you know, coaching them for the full year, I don't think that did too much for me. I've known these guys for a very long time. I've been on teams with them, so not so much.
Yep. All right, so you got the W. Fear, what time is it over there?
It is 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, well, what's the plan? you eating and partying or what?
Yeah, I mean, we're going home for a little bit, so it's going to be our last night together, so we're probably just going to celebrate for our second major qualification.
Nice. Seems like a good way to spend the day, spend Sunday evening. Fear, congratulations once again, and I wish you have a good evening, and let's say hi to the rest of the team, go celebrate.
Alright, awesome, thank you.
Yeah,
See
thank you
guys.
for taking the time to talk to us.
Bye,
Thank you. That, of course, was Fear from Evil Geniuses, qualified to the major.
Yep, so
And,
concise with its answers.
Yeah.
Straight to the point, like it.
Yeah.
With age comes wisdom.
Yes, well, not for me, but at least for some people it
some
works
people.
out, I suppose.
Well, I think the Grant we have now is wiser than the younger Grant. that
I
we
have
had.
to agree.
I think everyone will agree with that.
And the Fog now realized he just wasn't a good player.
Yeah,
So
that
I
is
start
also
handling
a great point.
Just kidding, you're the man. No, but oh man.
Don't worry, Fog, we'll get rid of him.
And they were, but wait, EG was invited to Galaxy Battles as well, right? So that's 3 majors they will for sure be. I mean, 1 they already went to, and 2 they're for sure going to be going to. I mean, that's a good road ahead of them. Like, even because it doesn't seem like they're playing that many minors. I mean, if you just win a major, screw the minors, right?
Yeah,
honestly.
NA is like super competitive, but it's EG who pulls through in the clutch, it seems, in the most important of the qualifiers.
That's what matters.
They're going to be like region super competitive, right? But point-wise, it's going to be EG way ahead of everyone else.
If they just get a second or third even at a major,
Yeah.
That's what matters.
We can take one more look at the bracket and see all the teams that we have left behind. With the true victor being Evil Geniuses. Top team in NA deserve it of a spot at the major. compLexity fell just now, and before that we lost Digital Chaos, and yesterday we said goodbye to Optic Gaming. They were the first one to get eliminated.
Yeah, looking at, I mean, who are your guys' top 3 teams in NA? I was looking at them, it feels like just EG, Cole, and Immortals, honestly.
Yeah, I
The
thought
top 3
despite
teams
not being in this qualifier, I thought maybe Immortals is still in that top.
I think Immortals is kind of hit and miss.
Yeah, they lost in the open qualifiers to compLexity. That was actually like really high skill games for like an open qualifier. I was casting. I'm like, my God, this is to qualify for a qualifier. You're playing Immortals compLexity.
That's when Cole was on fire, right?
Yeah, they could not lose. They 2-0'd them. It was, yeah. I don't know. So NA seems. I mean, Optic needs to get their shit together. I mean, that's pretty simple right there. They just need to get it together, and I think NA will be back to that region Swindle was talking about.
Yep.
The best.
So for us, we are going to continue with EU on Tuesday, but Grant.
See you, dumbasses. Back to Chipotle. Just kidding. Well, I'm not leaving yet. I'll still talk for like a minute.
All right.
Then I am.
What did you think of your time in Sweden then?
It was nice, you know. The best part was, you know, I had someone to walk here with. It's like a 40-minute walk, and Odie, Pixel, and me, we just walked every morning. It was chilly out, but it was nice. You know, clear your mind. People don't realize you just go outside. Like, it's not just for walk-ins. It's nice. Just empty your mind.
Outside.
Did you guys talk a lot while you're walking?
We did.
Was it just silent?
Well, no, we talked a lot.
Did
Talked
Owen
about
ask
life,
you a
about
lot of
everything.
questions?
Yeah.
Owen's a very inquisitive person.
He is. He likes to learn. That's good. You know, that's a good person.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Indeed.
And I don't know, just in general, you know, Max is the fast food here. That was good.
Yeah.
But I mean, no Mexican food is honestly killing me. Like,
where
I
is
need
Max in
Mexican
your like top 5 fast food?
Nowhere.
Nowhere.
Like, I mean, you have Chick-fil-A, you have Taco Bell, you have Del Taco. It's not even.
There's just so many more though in America. It's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
What do you have here? Max and McDonald's.
Yeah.
That's it.
I saw Burger King.
McDonald's or whatever
yeah.
it's called here.
We didn't go there though.
Oh yeah, the Burger King. Yeah, you walked by. No, thank you. I don't know. First time here though. You know, I didn't hate it as much as I thought I would.
Wow.
Well, they're happy.
Yeah. No,
Well-
it was great. The people were great too. I appreciate all the production, the staff who worked here.
Yeah.
The talent you worked with.
I've seen better.
Well, it was.
I worked with Merlini.
It was great having you here, Grant. So
Thank you.
We'll miss you when you're gone,
Miss you.
but I'm happy you're gonna get back to your Chipotle as well. So that was it for the American weekend. We have EU CAS starting again on Tuesday. We start at 4:30 p.m. We have 3 game series for you then again. So you don't want to miss that because we're gonna have Liquid versus Secret that day. The best series. Yes, Tuesday, 4:30. Be there.
Get the alpha, be the alpha.
The battle begins.
Rampage.
Dire victory.
With the Strafe Esports app, follow your favorite teams and players, and you'll never miss a match again. Strafe, everything esports. Download now on iOS and Android.